Hey.
All right.
Because when you shit your pants, that's not.
Yeah.
No. Oh,
I didn't do that. I've never done that in my life. Not even once. Not even like a week ago.
On
Never
Mexican
happened.
night, man.
they'll
That's how I
never
shit my
forgive you.
pants.
They'll never.
You don't eat Taco Bell for all 3 meals of the day
Yeah,
in
man.
a single day. You will.
They're never gonna forget it. You could forget it, but
The
they're
Taco
your
Bell
friends.
gong. I know I have that sound effect, so it's just ringing right now. but-
Dude, I just love.
Never gonna forget.
I just love eating like Mexican, and just like shitting my pants immediately.
Okay, now see now,
Hey, okay,
now you're
we
getting too far.
failed.
buddy.
We failed again. The first 30 seconds to not curse.
Oh yeah,
Man, it's never.
dang.
It's, I think the record's 6 seconds, something like that.
Oh, actually,
We should just open one where it's just like
God
bleep
damn
bleep 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 bleep.
Might as well just bleep the whole thing.
Just a whole freaking thing.
look at the time.
What time is
I
it?
think I might have beat the 30 seconds.
Yeah, you might have just been right on the edge of it, but
Oh yeah, I was edging it.
shut the f-
I doubt it.
stop. All right, to reel back in.
Yes, we're real back
Before I
in.
was
Welcome,
so harmoniously derailed in the
sidetrack.
beginning.
welcome back.
I didn't want to talk about this because I'm not informed enough.
Do it.
And the reason
Don't do it.
Well, then
is
don't
a
say
perfect
it.
example because recently, before this was recorded, Tim Pool had his blowout moment where he was like bombarding this kid with facts and knowledge. And
Yeah, I
like,
saw that.
to be fair, yeah, that fucking kid didn't know what what was up
They're
from
fucking
down.
liberals, man. They don't know shit.
But I don't want to put myself in one of those scenarios right now
No, that's
by talking about the whole
okay,
Daily
we don't-
Wire Tim Pool buyout thing.
Yeah,
I'm talking
we-
about it now.
You are fake news.
No, we're not. We're not saying we're authorities on. We heard, and this is
Yeah.
what we know.
What
and-
I've heard
Yeah.
so far is it happens January 1st is when it's officially no longer
Oh, he's been
Timcast.
sitting on this for a while.
Right, yeah. People are speculating that it's from when that he had that like episode that came out where it's like the show's over, I'm done. It was when last time Dave Landau was on.
I didn't see that one. No.
Okay, well I watched
I don't
that
watch
one.
him. I don't watch him.
It was like one of our secret meetings at the silo, driving home from that afterwards.
yeah.
And I was listening to it like, oh man, if this is really gonna be the last episode, that sucks.
Yeah, kind of blows.
And he was basically just bitching about his employees like sucking, which is like, God, that's
Okay.
really
There's
not
a
good.
lot of. Okay, just a little bit off topic, but Krigler.
Adam Krigler, yeah.
Okay, what
I
happened
started
there?
watching after he had already left the show,
Right.
but it was right before the Lydia Sour Patch Lids lady got
See, I don't know anything
think
about
kicked
that.
off or left.
Because all I know is that Krigler used to work with him, doesn't even work anymore. That's kept, doesn't want to talk about it's controversial, but he got in trouble too because of censorship. He got in trouble for something on YouTube, and so they haven't given him back his rights yet.
Oh.
So that's what happened to him too. So he got in trouble with YouTube, and then he basically got into it with domestic, squabbling with the Tim Pool, and then left. That's all I know, and I really don't care. But that's all I know for hearing them on Forbidden Frontier, and even not only that, quarterback Garrett used to work for Crowder.
Crowder, yep.
And I don't like Crowder either. I just you know what? You know what?
They're
I'm-
becoming the media that they've been fighting against.
Yes, exactly. So that's why I don't listen to those two guys. And so they can't talk about it because he has an NDA with him too.
That's terrible.
So that when it gets to that point, but then when you go into details of Crowder is not a nice guy. He always wants to win no matter what. He's a good debater. He's a masturbator, definitely. But I would never want. There would be no need.
He did get caught with his pants down when H3H3 did that bullshit with him.
I don't know about that.
They brought him on, and then essentially H3H3 had his own Jamie there, and then Crowder didn't have his, so he was just slamming like Wikipedia site and sources and shit like that.
Well, H3H3, that guy's a weasel
He
too.
is.
They're all fucking
Exactly.
weasels, man.
But he got his comeuppance when his friend Hassan Piker basically backstabbed him.
I don't know anything about that.
This is all the whole podcast drama.
See, that's
sphere
why
that
I don't care about any of that shit because they're not important to me. So I don't give a shit about that. There's like it's just drama.
But I pay attention to them not because I care about what they have to say.
Yeah.
Essentially, it's just I want to know what the opposition is thinking and saying to their crowds.
True,
Because
yeah.
you can say their ideas are bullshit, but enough people are listening to them that they're consequential. So paying attention to adversarial information is probably a good thing to do.
Yeah. Well, whenever what?
That's one of the names that I wrote out.
You
for the,
just now noticed the hat.
I just now noticed the hat.
Oh,
Yeah.
we're calling attention to it. It's oh my god, it's so off center too.
Yeah.
I'm making it worse. It's reversed.
Yeah, it is worse. Yeah.
Well, it's not going to show up on camera, but I'll like zoom in on it, I guess. There. Okay. Yeah, that was a cool edit. Cool, wacky edit. Thanks.
Yeah, there you go, right there. Just like take a picture of it later. Sorry for derailing the conversation.
No, but
I didn't realize Tim Pool's was it his podcast or something or
yeah, Tim Cast IRL is his podcast, his main one. He does like another
that's the
news
guy
show
that
of the day that's just him.
that was the
but
guy I told you about. That was I wouldn't say destroy. Well, I guess it
destroyed
was
that kid.
destroyed that kid
Yeah,
that you said
that
like
was the
they
most
should.
recent thing that happened.
Yeah, I didn't realize that. What I was about to talk about was the whole stuff about what's her name, Daily Wire 2, by the way.
Oh, are you talking about Brett Cooper? That
Yeah.
whole,
Simps.
I think she's a psyop. Okay.
You think she's a psyop?
I think some attempt at a psyop, like hit a pretty girl to talk about internet stuff, internet culture.
She might
That's
know
gonna
that
guard-
stuff too. That's what I'm saying. Like, when it comes to like girls that are good looking, I'm suspicious right away.
Immediately.
Immediately, right away. But the other one, like for example, when I used to listen to Comic Book Girl 19, and my sister would tell me she's just reading a script. No, she's not. She knows her shit. So
I didn't look at it
yeah.
as anything different than like Daily Wire producer spouting talking points.
that's you can tell. Yeah.
I don't know. I just don't. I don't think the movement right now. Forget the movement. That's some communist lingo there. The fucking for lack of a better term, the MAGA.
we already had the communist
Movement
episode,
right
so
now.
don't bring it back.
Yeah, the MAGA movement right now, purely about putting America first.
Meritocracy.
Yeah, exactly. Building up our infrastructure again, becoming a competitor on the world stage, putting that front and center.
The one thing, another thing,
It needs to remain that.
who was that? Remember the actor I showed you, the comedian from Monty Python? Like what he said.
Yeah.
The one thing that I got from that too was we might repeat things like over and over again, and they're giving Joe Rogan a hard time for that too. I was like, no, that's just a conversation because we don't expect everyone to listen to every single one of our podcasts forever. So we're gonna repeat things like I repeat things here with the history stuff. It's gonna happen over. It's gonna bring up topics. There's nothing wrong with that. No, just bring it up again.
If anything, it's easier for me because I already have the assets
Yeah.
saved to my computer.
Yeah.
So editing's a little bit easier.
Yeah.
We talk about the same things.
Can we say what holiday it is? We could say, right?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
can say that. for
Merry
sure.
Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
It's
guys.
not supposed to be hidden knowledge, but we have a backlog of episodes right now,
Yeah.
just so I have time to properly figure out a workflow for editing
Yeah.
I
and
think we
pacing that.
probably brought attention to it a little bit, but we didn't really talk about the upload schedule that
Well,
much.
when episode 2 comes up, which should be soon from when we're recording this, that was right after the election.
Yeah, that was
'Cause
we
the other one
recorded
was
that.
before that.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that should give you an idea of
We're on a
how
well,
far out these are.
Actually,
Yeah.
the schedule might change a little bit since we're not doing D&D anymore. So
Potentially.
but that's potential though. That depends on how your
Let's
thing.
not, no one cares about our D&D squabbles right now.
D&D is an ICU, man.
But yeah, that might affect the scheduling a little bit.
Yeah. So
I'm ready to unplug that motherfucker.
yeah, you
I want to
were.
revive it. I want to keep it alive.
Okay, we'll keep it in ICU. It'll be in a
Yeah,
coma.
It's in a coma for now.
It's in a coma for now for years.
That probably give
Not
me some
for
more time to
years.
think about.
But
what
the
I
one
wanna
thing
do.
I said, I was making fun of it, but the idea that the D&D gaming that we did here actually caused this to happen.
Oh, it
Podcast.
did.
Brought
for
us
sure.
together.
Yeah.
Got us
so
talking more.
Yes, and it's like hell yeah, dude. I will thank D&D for that. That it guys
It
did
brings
the
people
podcast.
together.
Yeah.
If anything, D&D brings people together.
Yeah, it was good. It was good.
So we're gonna push off to your segment because you
already?
got yeah.
Oh, okay.
because
Well, I don't really have
I
much
think
more to add.
I think we should do that because that's like practically the main staple for like
Well, it's
30, 45
if it's anything,
minutes.
it's a foundation of
Yes.
yeah.
going
figuring
back in
this out.
time.
Going back in time.
Okay, so this is episode 5. Let's see.
Where
Now,
are we at
no.
exactly? In
Well, see,
in
the
your
way I want to
timeline?
do it, I'll show you. I'll do like a little clip of this. So basically, you have the Big Bang, Milky Way, Sun, Earth, euprimates, haplorhymia, and semioforms, right? And so since we're the 5th episode, we're ahead, right
Yeah.
now. So if anything, I would be right where the euprimates are at right now. We're the 5th
Yeah.
episode. So, but I'm going to talk about the haplorhymia and semioforms, and I'm learning more about them. And I should be doing more homework. I know that. So if we go back to now, we're gonna end with the semioforms, and I'll send you. We'll be putting up pictures there. We'll show them.
Oh, just a quick note, right quick. what episode was it? I think it might have been 4 or maybe 3.
If you remember the microphone setup, then that'll make it easier.
Well, I
figure out
don't.
which one it was.
I think it was.
Episode 3, I talked about all this.
Well, we were also talking about the possible gene manipulation or modification of chromosome 2. Well, not really.
Yeah, way later on. Yeah.
But
we were talking about that.
there was a note that I wanted to make as soon as you're done. Of course, it is going to be about Helldivers 2.
Oh God.
Yeah. So,
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
A connection.
'Cause,
Ooh.
Okay.
The only news you get is from me because I can't shut the fuck up about the game. So.
That's okay.
Simp.
Oh yeah, shut up. All right,
Simping
so
for the game.
I'm gonna try to not curse a whole lot. It's gonna be hard.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to curse like a sailor. Sorry for derailing.
No,
Go
it's
ahead.
okay. Okay, so now what I'm learning also about starting at the U primates, which is around 56 billion, 56. God dang it, 56 million BC. The U primates were formed, and in that time too, the one thing I noticed, because this is what's the difference after the U primates comes the haplorhymí and the steptorhymí, and what's the difference? Well, the difference we talked about last time was that the haplorhymí have dry noses, and the one thing that was really cool too that I've noticed by doing more research during the haplorhymí, or that happens about 200,000 years later, you have the haplorhymí, and during that phase, now we're at 55.7 million BC. And during that time, I don't know how they're able to tell, but supposedly the U primates during that time, they had some had a split lip and some didn't. And so that split lip started for our particular branch, seamed together, and we have a loss of the split upper lip, which is like, wow, I didn't know that. And the other part too, we're mainly at that time, most of our lives back then were probably living in trees. And I always kind of thought about this. For the most part, we lived in trees back then. And maybe that's the reason why we have in our DNA an affinity for trees. You know? We cut them down, we make paper, we make wood, we make furniture and all that. But we know that we have to replenish them. But there's a respect for trees too. I do.
Major respect.
Yeah, there's
Thank you for giving us oxygen
oxygen
and cleaning the air a little bit. I think they do that, right?
They filter out.
They absorb pollution.
Yeah.
So there's definitely like a respect. That's probably God dang it. Think about it, man. 55 million years of that
So
living in trees.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
I was about to say, since you're talking about that, I'm kind of like looking at the diagram that you.
The one I sent you.
Yeah, the one you sent me, and I'm trying to find that. Is it on here or no?
It's
The
in
U
your email.
primates?
I sent your email.
I know, but like, is U primates on this or no?
What I'll do is I'll send you the updated version, with the little arrows pointing.
Okay.
Where this is where the U primates are at. This is where they're haplorhymí, and it'll show the big picture.
Okay.
You can probably zoom in and show that, and then I'm going to show this area here is where our lips move together. We're living in trees in our time, and also, back to the trees part. I think that's where Yggdrasil, right? That's the tree of life.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's millions of years later. That kind of thing.
Insert Valheim gameplay here.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I should do that. I should.
Actually record some. I
Yeah.
will put it right here in this segment.
Yeah, I need to do that, especially with a good, well, not really a good close-up, but it still works either way, of Yggdrasil.
Yeah.
How do you say it?
Yggdrasil.
Yggdrasil. Yeah.
Okay.
And then another thing that happened during that time too was a gene that we had, and is Gulo gene, Gulo, not goon,
Not the gooner.
not the
Gulo, or
Gulo gene.
are also spelled like GLO, right? And one of the,
Yeah.
And was it Gut Sick Gibbons?
Yes,
Video?
yeah, that's
Yeah.
her name. Yeah, so I'll put it. Yeah, her. I want to do a shout out because I like her videos.
Okay.
What I like about is the only thing. Okay, you guys say good and you guys say bad. The good thing is she's very informed, and I like watching her videos because I'm actually learning from her videos. Plus, a little bit that I knew, I'm learning more. The only thing I don't like, of course, is the arguing with creationists and evolutionists. Right? That's the part and they never. Again, I think I mentioned it before in the other videos. All they care about is winning an argument. That's all they care about.
Yeah, you did mention that.
You're not going to convince
No.
someone
But I
You're
am
not going to talk someone out of believing in that.
No, she's an evolutionist. I am too, but I believe in God too. So I feel that God made evolution.
Divine intervention
Yes.
could be a way to segment those
Yeah.
beliefs together.
Right. And so I see the argument on both sides. I see it, I hear it, but I really can't pick sides because I don't know which ones. I lean more to the evolutionaries, these things make more sense. But that's the part that it's hard to listen to them because all they're doing is trying to prove a point, and I'm not learning anything. All I'm learning is about the arguments, the political arguments, and see, that's where you lose me there. It's like, no, just get to the damn truth. And so about this gene, this gene was a broken gulo gene, would basically cause lack of vitamin C. And so they can actually see. I'll show you another chart where it shows the dog and how we're connected to it. Go ahead.
Was lack of vitamin C or lack of the means to produce it internally?
Yes, that's
Okay.
what it does. So
That's what I picked up from
Yeah.
what I observed.
So we watched it and we kind of saw like, okay, that's what that meant is that, which is really neat about it too, was that, how the hell are they able to tell? They can look at the genes and they can see this gene turned off and these other animals, other mammals, it didn't turn off. And they see other ones and they say, oh my God, look at it. They can see that these broken parts of the gene are in the same place as our genes and a lot of other genes like primates and everything. So they can say, well, there you go. There is the evidence of us having a common ancestor at that point. And that's just one overlay. Then you have the other overlay of the skeletons, the what do you call it, the morphing of the bodies, basically, the skeletons and the arms and everything. That's another overlay. So you have this overlay of bones, basically, that shows you what they think is the evolution of these primates, and you have the other one with the genome on top of that. And it's like, damn, this is incredible. I think when they can do that, then it gives you a better picture, a better understanding of what's happening when it pushes away the fog, right? The fog of information, right? And what was the other? So that right there, I just like thinking about sitting down, just thinking about. It's like, man, that's just incredible how they're able to figure that out, and they can prove it with genes, and they can see it in the more. And then another thing also, it's really hard for them because again, this is a guessing game, a pretty good guessing game. It's not a hypothesis, kinda, but it's more of a theory, a working theory. It's not a law, it's not a fact. But they can put a fact, but it's basically a working theory of what they think the evolution of these primates and then the haplorhymini and the simiiforms, how they formed to this is our lineage basically. And so every time they come across a new fossil, they got to put it, where does this fossil fit? Looks like it's here, looks here, look at this bone. And then the more bones they have of that fossil, the more they can place it in the tree. But if it has less, it's like a mystery. We don't know how this fossil connects to
We're
the rest
left
of them.
with more questions than answers.
Yeah, and so it makes the tree more complicated, more frustrating, but good because we're getting answers, and it's just creating more questions. All it does. So it's really neat to see. That's where I'm at, like learning about this too. Like, and again, like from the primates to the haplorhymini, you're talking about 200,000 years. And then from haplorhymini to the simiiforms, that's 10.8 million. God dang it. Sorry.
You're
And I'm using.
You
There you go.
do have it muted, yeah.
We're just being stupid.
So from haplorhymini to simiiforms, you have 10.8 million years in between. And so it just that amount of time, it's just you just can't comprehend that. It's a lot of freaking time. So that's like, I forgot to do the tulu. Yeah, I forgot to do that at the beginning. Yeah, that's the beginning. So this is basically, going back in time, where we're at now. We're at the simiiforms, and this is at 45 million BC. That's where we're at now. And I'll learn more in the next video. I'll talk about the next ones after the simiiforms, and we'll go from there. And then, like, again, this takes place. I think the primates originated in Asia. I think they spread around the world really quick. That's a lot of time, 10 million years, so they'll spread around. And then, of course, the Earth started getting colder. A lot of these branches died out. There was actually one steppe-rhymi that was actually from Texas. They found in Texas, which is this is like 50 million years ago. And they're finding this little monkey in Texas. And they could say that this belongs to the steppe-rhymi, different from us. So that wasn't us. And so those branches died out, but the ones that were in Asia eventually moved to Africa. So I think this simiiforms, I think, come out of Africa. So they're moving into Africa where it's warmer, and The next that's at 45 million BC. So then the next time I come around, next episode, I'll show you how much time has passed, and I'll go to the next one after that. Yeah. So there you go. That is where I'm at now in the human branch. Go ahead.
I'll hold off on the Helldivers 2 stuff very quick. I'll pull up the things because the article that I sent you.
Yes, that one.
You have access to the article too? I don't think
I have it here too.
Oh, no, you do. You do. I sent it to you on
the
Discord.
yeah, okay.
Yeah, so...
Before we segue into the Helldivers...
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
You were questioning how they could tell the DNA, right? Like how they could tell
The genes.
what that is?
Yeah.
Are you like you were questioning the actual process, or
Well, the process. I think I understand the process, but like how they're using human genes, right? And they're getting monkey genes or whatever it is, and they're seeing, oh look, they have the same mutation, the goon gene in them too, right? So it's the same place. And when they look at other animals, there's other animals that gene went bust also, but it broke in a different place and it broke a different way. So I can tell, like, okay, they happen, that species of animal happened to them too. They can't produce vitamin C, but for us, it's all in that one location. So it shows you proof. And by looking at chimpanzees, looking at bonobos, looking at lemurs and all them that are around now, they can find that same mutation in that same area where they okay, we expect to find it here. Oh, there it is.
okay?
That's how I think how they're doing it, how they're finding it.
So they just have like a good ballpark of where it would be.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm not even going to touch the Helldivers 2 thing yet right away because actually I want to read these to you because the first time I saw this news article, never read it. I just thought you'd be interested in it when we were discussing this 2 days ago, maybe.
Yeah.
It was whatever. Not going to talk about that.
You talking about that one?
Yeah, that
Yeah.
news article. I saw this on December 15th, 2024 at 13:35 or 1:35 in the afternoon. So one of my, an acquaintance of mine, I don't really know him that well, but he posted this and he added everybody. And it says, humans originated in Europe, not Africa, according to fossil discovery. That's what the article says. This is the title of it. We're gonna go past that. I have to go through.
But it's not.
I know. Just listen.
Yeah.
Just listen. I don't mean to be rude or anything like that. I'm just.
No, go ahead.
Yeah. Someone replied to it saying, "Holy shit." Then the guy that originally posted it replies with, "It's not shocking. Quite literally, the oldest human remains ever found, called Cro-Magnon, were found in Spain. Is that true, or is that France?"
France.
Okay,
Well, they might have found an older one, maybe, but the
maybe
the word Cro-Magnon is French.
Cro-Magnon.
It's that's what they named after this French town.
So if we're purely stating that the chromosome 2 splitting is when we start differentiating and saying that's when humans start,
Yeah, that's
I've
what I would
heard
say.
arguments from, okay, the most prevalent one is sub-Saharan Africa is where that argument, like the main one that I was told in school. And then from another dude, I can see where his argument comes from depending on when, like you were saying that like the pre-Cro-Magnon, I think, originated in Asia, you were saying, right? Is that, or was it like India when that?
I'm just going to say this right now.
Go ahead.
I would like to finish this.
No, go
I
ahead.
would like to. I would like you guys to
Hold on to
discuss
that
it.
thought.
Yep.
Yeah, go
Yeah,
ahead.
because I have like multiple things to read, like multiple. This is like reply in these.
Oh,
in
just
the
fighting
notebook.
over.
It's not really fighting, but it's more like debating. It's not like they're trying to win an argument, but it's more like they're trying to one guy is trying to understand the point a little bit better or something like that. I'm not too particularly sure because you can't really. If I read it to you, then
What's
you
their
probably
argument? Because I'd be able to like, no,
Oh, well,
that's.
I'm not even
that's-
done with the guy's like reply to the other guy's message. Found in Spain, the oldest. Oh my God, he spelled. No, it's hominid. I'm just an idiot.
Yeah.
The oldest hominid tooth ever found was in Greece. So this just aligns with what should be mainstream knowledge. Darwin's out of Africa hypothesis was just that, a hypothesis. DNA research in archaeological, there we go. I'm surprised I even said that correctly. Well, barely.
Just do it. Just don't look.
Yeah, I know. Evidence shows
You
it's
say it now?
inaccurate, though. It's still taught as fact. If we all came from Africa, non-Africans would have DNA from Homo erectus. They don't. Chinese don't. Indians don't. Native Americans who came from Siberia and Asian migrations don't. Aboriginals don't. Europeans don't. Most of North Africans don't as well. Just sub-Saharan Africans. And then somebody else replied. He says, "I'm very sure that the Cro-Magnon are a continuation of the out of Africa narrative and not a separate origin."
True.
I'm just going to skip over this guy because I don't really like him that much. Nah, he's a cool dude, but I'm just going to skip over him. Go back to here. The guy replies to this. He says, Cro-Magnon shows a Mediterranean, there we go, origin for humanity, and they show a migration into Africa and out of the Middle East. Is that right?
That happened too.
Okay.
Yes.
But the oldest sample found is still in Spain. It's the oldest modern human ever found. It's our species origins are still unknown.
Okay,
Hence
that
why
I don't know. I don't know about that.
you don't know about that one?
Yeah.
Okay. Hence why everything
Might
is...
be new.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it might be new, yes. Why everything is still a theory. It's more likely Mediterranean origins as a whole, with the migration and mixing with different hominids in Africa and Asia to create modern humans. What we know is that Europeans, Middle Easterners, and Asians all carry Neanderthal DNA. East Asians carry the most. Sub-Saharan Africans carrying the least.
Yep.
We have other regional ones as well, such as Homo erectus in Africa, Australia, and Southeast Asia. This is a word I don't know how to say correctly, but
Doesn't matter.
Papua. Is
Okay.
Papu, whatever it's called.
Papua
Yeah.
New Guinea.
Why? The Guinea's not in front of it though. So, do you want to look at it right quick?
Oh yeah, I don't know how to pronounce that.
Yeah. So, you want to give it a look? See.
Where's it at?
So it's going to say Asia, and then there's going to be like was it parentheses?
Oh, Papuan and Indonesian.
Yeah, Indonesian.
Okay, that's kind of where I was thinking.
Yeah, as well as the Aboriginals and Papuans being related to Homo florensis. Asians, and I don't know why. I guess this guy, I could be wrong. He might have meant to put in, like IN, and Eastern peoples, particular, including Native Americans. Not so much Europeans and Africans carry a lot of Denisovan DNA,
Some.
but Papuans and Aboriginals carry the highest percentage of Denisovan DNA. Very little Cro-Magnon. Aboriginals and Polynesians carry the most Denisovan DNA of any human subgroup. East Asians carry the most Neanderthal. Sub-Saharan Africans, the most Homo erectus. And he finishes up with in European and MENA carry the highest amount of Cro-Magnon, though every human is 90 plus % Cro-Magnon.
Yeah.
The other guy replied with, I don't think the Cro-Magnon is a really big indication of Mediterranean, whatever that word is, origin, because on the flip side, it could go to support the migration patterns of early humans out of Africa. What do you think about that? I will leave the floor open for that discussion.
So what I'm hearing from that is that there's two movements.
Sorry.
What the hell? Saying that was loud. There's two movements I see in this argument. There's one half, the half that I think I'm with is the ones that no, we humans, and when I say humans, I'm talking about the Y chromosome. I'm talking about the
Male lineage.
Yep. Don't interrupt. The male lineage of the is it Adam, chromosodial Adam, one. That's the main one, and that one I believe originated out of Africa. And the reason why I say that is because the two main families. See, the thing about this argument these guys are saying, none of them can say what haplogroup they are, and I can say I know. I'm again I could be wrong, but I'm saying I know from my information that haplogroup Adam, where we all originate from, came out of Africa. And if anything, it came out of Cameroon, but if not, it would probably originate up in the Algeria and Morocco, where that's the Jebel or Hood. Now that one is the oldest skull a modern man they've ever found. Now the time period when they find this the jawbone and the partial skeleton, it looks human, like us. So that's human. I'm talking Homo sapiens sapien. That goes back to about 300 and something 20,000 years BC, maybe a little more. That's why I say when the last video in the second episode I said it was 400,000 is what I'm thinking where humans started, because the DNA goes back to around 200 and something. This skull You can't get any DNA from it. It's just a fossil. So they got to compare it by bones to bones and see where it fits into. Now, that's the argument that humans, modern, they could say, remember the EEHM, whatever, the early European.
EEMH.
There you go.
East or early
European modern human.
humans, yeah.
Okay, that one, that is basically, that's the modern human. But that's the European version, which is the Cro-Magnon version. But before that, if you go to the modern human, is 400,000 BC. And that's in Africa. Now, this argument saying that this one's older, that one says it was 8 point something million. That's what I saw in the initial thing.
Where'd you see that at exactly?
The very beginning of not the response, but the actual article itself.
Oh, okay, my bad. My apologies.
So that time, we're not around. And not only that, I'm not even sure if the chromosome 2 even merged in that time. Mm-hmm. So that's pre-human, which would be Australopithecus or whatever one before that, because Homo doesn't come until later, to maybe about 1 million to maybe 500,000 years is when Homo, the family, they have a order. Because like when I talk about these, it's the order of euprimate, it's the intra-order of haplorhymine, and it's some other, I forget what the titles are. I have to show you that too. I'll show you a picture. Here's the picture. And it'll show all the family orientations. That's where I'm at. That's how you categorize them. So this argument that humans came out of Europe into Africa, to me, I'm going to say it sounds kind of racist. I'm sorry, and like I've been given that title too, of a chauvinist pig, racist, whatever. I'll wear them all. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Everybody has that title, right?
Hats. Yeah.
But I'm going to throw this title at them because to me, it's like there is.
The only difference is my hats are stapled.
There is the argument for that, but I see the argument, but I don't think the guy who made a comment, I don't think if you ask, okay, what haplogroup could it possibly be? They would have no fucking clue what I'm talking about. So that's what I'm saying. What I see, the haplogroup, and then they can actually trace haplogroups all the way back to the Neanderthals too. Now, we don't have Neanderthal DNA. We don't have Denisovan DNA. But they can see that when they look at our DNA, they call it junk DNA, which is, I don't know why they give it that term. The junk DNA basically is because they can't identify where it came from. Now, we know there is one fossil they found, a leg bone in Siberia, and it is the oldest tissue, which is like 45,000 years BC, that actually had tissue. And they were able to sample it, DNA from it, and the guy's haplogroup K. Boom. There's haplogroup K at 45,000 BC, and they look at his DNA and they say, whoa, look at this. This part, this 30% part is Neanderthal, and the other remaining is human. That means he's a human Neanderthal hybrid. So that tells me at that particular time and period in haplogroup K, when humans mixed, I mean, if you go before the haplogroup K, before that, all the way to F, before F, haplogroup F is where the humans coming out of sub-Saharan Africa, where we all originated from, then because that one little bone they found in Northwest Africa, and Morocco and Algeria, the gibberellar hood, is older than that, but it's still the same face. I mean, that's why I say 400,000. Now, then they always say we start off in Kenya. No. It goes back before. It's either in the reason why Cameroon and Morocco. One of those two places where we came out from. Now, they always put Cameroon as a center where humans spread out. How do you explain that skull that's human in Morocco, in Algeria? How do you explain that, the gibberellar hood? So I think that the one thing, too, that's interesting, too, is like why don't we find more in Europe? Because if you look at the Rock of Gibraltar, there's only 8 miles between North Africa to Spain. How did they never go across? They never went across.
Big water.
Big water, right? And then the water going back and forth, it takes them on the sea, they're dead, it comes in the Mediterranean, they drown. So it's only 8 miles. So maybe back then, at least by 400,000 years ago, humans didn't know how to make rafts or hold onto a rock, or I mean, not a rock, but a piece of wood and go across. Because you don't see that, I don't think there's any evidence of Neanderthals that eventually died off in Spain in North Africa. They just are not there. But they could see it. They could see land, but they just could never get there. Humans in the Morocco where the gibberellar hood is at, that was still there. It's 8 miles, 10 miles away. They could see the fucking land. So they never went across. They had to go all the way around to the Levant to get to Greece and eventually get there. They went all the way around. So their argument about them saying that humans originated in Europe, now sorry, man, maybe before it was human, but human, us, like we're arguing about this. No, it's in Africa, man. I'm telling you. So that's the argument I see on both sides. That that's what they argue about, and it's just kind of silly. And they're living out a lot. Their ideas that they're always mixing in this group, and everything like that. Yeah, it's true. But when I hear it, I go, no, I know it's that. And I'm not saying I'm pompous. I know what I'm talking about. No, I have a pretty good idea. Like, no, I don't think it's that. I think it's this haplogroup. I think it's this. And again, the two. When you were talking about the one in Greece, there is one group of humans that came out of Africa. The first wave that came out, and that wave may have been around Egypt, and they moved into Levant. They mixed with the Neanderthals there. There's a hybrid right there, and that's where I think the stories of the Nephilim, the giants, whatever, comes from. That particular group of humans that went in there, humans and male and female that went into there, they were bred out. They mixed in with the Neanderthals, and our haplogroups didn't make it. Their haplogroup, the Neanderthal haplogroup, overpowered our Y chromosome. Their mitochondrial from their females overpowered our mitochondrial. They were bred out, prima nocta. They were bred out, and so they bred, but some got through all the way around to Greece. They found a human modern cave, like that was around 120,000 BC. They found a Greek cave. They found a human bone skull there in that cave, showing that they actually were there. They existed, but they're all bred out. They're gone. Then that's at the 120, 190, and then at 120, and all the way down to 70,000 BC. That's when the humans had a second wave that went in. There's probably multiple waves, but the group that went from Africa through maybe Yemen, through Saudi Arabia, up into the Levant, that was a second mix, and that one stuck. And then we took over. That's when haplogroup F happened, and then boom, all over the freaking world. Now, when they expanded into Europe, generation of a generation, that hybrid mix, again, a second hybrid mix of these I would call them Nephilim. This hybrid, first hybrid of human Neanderthal hybrid, then another human group comes in, and then boom, another hybrid, and then those guys went into Europe and then bred with Neanderthals, and then bred them out until we outdid them and everything, sex and everything, food, eat and fucking. We did better than them, and eventually the Neanderthals were in Spain, where they became to cannibalism, and they ate their way to death basically. And then when you go into Asia, they mix in with the Denisovans, and that's when you have if you look at Aboriginals, right, the way they look, and you look at Southern Indians, they're the same, and that haplogroup went all the way across. And when they mixed, when the Papua New Guineans, when you look at them, all those Asian, Native Asians in the area, they have a lot high percentage of Denisovan DNA because they mix with them. And so then only they're a hybrid, then they mix with them, boom, another hybrid mix, another hybrid mix. Yeah. And you get to the Aboriginals in Australia.
Yeah,
50,000 years ago.
That is Papua New Guinea.
Papua New Guinea.
Yeah.
So the argument's there. So what did you get from that argument?
I don't know. I was too busy trying to play Helldivers 2 during that time.
God damn it.
This is his brain.
But you get what I'm saying, though, right? Because they can argue, and it's a lot to take in, I know. But this is 20 years of fucking doing this shit. But I see the arguments, but I would like to ask them direct questions like, what haplogroup do you think it is? Do you understand the migration of the haplogroup? Because to me, that's a backbone of all this. And so them arguing, it's racism. It's just they don't want to be from Africa. That's what it is. It's like, come on, dude. We're all, the humans are just a big dysfunctional family. Gigantic.
I think as long as there's a gray area of determining what is and isn't like the modern human, I'll hear out arguments from where.
No, I want to hear them too, because it again, my understanding of that's why I went back to the beginning to all the way to, so I can see it. And whenever we get there, which is I don't know, 5 years from now, whatever how we get there, I could tell. I might skip a little over a few. I'll probably skip a couple of them to get there. But yeah. Now, where are you going to tell me about the chromosome thing? Tell me about that.
What do you mean exactly?
We said Helldivers, Chromosome 2.
Oh shit! Well, I got 8
Yeah, I
more
think the
replies. Do you
connection-
want me to save that for later?
Okay. What else did you want to bring up?
Well, my thing
I
is
think-
like, sorry. go ahead.
Were you saying that that conversation was on a Helldivers 2 server and that's why? It was,
No. You know what server it's on.
Okay.
I can't say the
Yeah, don't-
name, but you know
let's-
what server
Let's
it's
not
on.
blow up the spot.
Yeah. My only issue is I'm bringing it up. I didn't even get the permission from the 2 guys that actually were having
Well,
this
I'm
argument.
not
don't mention their names.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
not citing them.
Yeah, I'm not
unless-
citing them either.
Yeah.
But I know who they are. They know who I am too. They probably know what I look like now since I shared the
They know
podcast
about
video.
The pod? They
Yeah,
know about it?
yeah.
Okay.
The thing is like I don't know if they watched it per se. I know one of them was trying to hassle me a little bit. He's like, "When are you going to invite me on your podcast, man? When are you going to invite me on your podcast?"
We're a while out from guests.
Yeah.
We're way well. Yeah.
We do have capabilities of call-ins though.
Yeah,
so that's-
so
We're gonna vet 'em,
yeah,
too.
Yes.
yeah, we'll have to get some kind of infrastructure up for that kind of process.
yeah.
But yeah.
But my thing is like these guys are kind of cool. It's just I don't know how well they're going to do on the podcast because some of them are.
Too rambunctious? Is that,
Yeah,
is that what you're worried about?
I like the idea of saying they're shit posters to some
Right,
degree.
okay, I
No.
dabble.
Yeah,
I dabble.
you
I
dabble, you
understand.
dabble.
I understand the
Uh,
craving to just
yeah.
let out the hardest.
So it's like
Well,
I want
they-
to ask you, like, what
Go
did
ahead.
you get from all that? Like, when you brought this article up, like, you saw that.
Well, I didn't read the article. I wish I did, but I didn't. I just wanted to show you it. I know you're looking at me at disappointment, but I was like, this is more important to see what you have to say about it, in my opinion. Because if I
Is that
read
you
it,
trying to understand?
well, yeah, it's
Yeah,
it's
okay.
better if you tell. Well, I guess it's like you're more like you're yelling at me with your
No,
schizophrenic
what?
ramblings, but
Oh, mine? Was I yelling? I'm sorry.
no, you weren't. No, it was just a joke.
It's my turn to let
Yeah.
out my schizophrenic ramblings.
Yes, it's my
Skibbity
turn.
toilet is a way
Like,
to circumvent AI.
It's
So-
also in Fortnite.
Did I make anything I said here in the last, I don't know, fucking half hour? Did it make any of it make sense?
Yes, I think
Okay,
so.
good.
Yeah.
Because that's the argument I had with them. Is like, do they really know what they're arguing about? Like,
I think they probably have.
it sounded like the guy was
idea.
pretty well knowledged on this and that and this and that, but you can see through the argument, like, nah, you just don't want to be labeled as African. You know, that's what I see. That's what I see.
All right.
Don't
the
you
one-
go put
the,
that
the
label
one
on
guy, the one guy that's actually like debating
Yeah.
this other guy. He is. I would say he was Middle Eastern for sure. So
Careful.
yeah,
Oh,
I
he's-
know.
he's Middle Eastern?
He's Muslim too. So
Careful.
Oh, he's the one saying that we
Yeah.
originate in Africa.
he's the one. That says, I don't think the Cro-Magnon is really big indication of Mediterranean origin because on the flip side, it could go to support migration patterns of early humans out of Africa. That's what he said.
Yeah,
That's
so
his
he's in
reply.
support of Africans coming to Africa. Humans
Yeah.
coming out. Yes, no, I agree with that too.
Yeah.
So the
I-
other person, B,
Yeah,
is
B.
saying what?
He's well. Okay, so,
got proof you're from Europe, boy. Is that what they're saying?
I guess
That's just what he's saying. See, no,
But,
you're right. It's
so-
8 million. It's
So there's like 8 more replies. I'm gonna try to get through them. So do you have a point, real quick? You wanna
Another
say?
fun argument I just remembered up the same alley of arguing humans came from Europe. Egyptian DNA.
Okay. There.
That.
Okay. No, there was a time when humans left out, it was haplogroup E. Haplogroup E came back, and haplogroup R came to Egypt too. That's why Ramses is haplogroup R. Like what? How the fuck did that happen? So you have to understand that the haplogroup tree. That's why I've been showing you guys like the tree and everything, because they're moving around, they're migrating. The only problem I have with that is that it could be possible that these people who dug them up might have contaminated with their DNA. That's where it's scary. That's where it's like, oh, you sure about that? So that's why there is proof that haplogroup E originated out of Africa in the Levant. And then something happened, either weather or whatever it was, they moved back into Egypt. And they're the ones that created the Now, again, where does this ancient civilization? Okay. What haplogroup are they in? I don't know.
Atlantis.
Atlantis.
Yeah, so I'm saying, though, I know.
Is that the first
From
name
what-
drop of Atlantis? I think so.
That's the first mention of
know,
Atlantis.
maybe.
Yeah.
But I know that haplogroup E came back into Africa, and those are the mofos who built the pyramids and everything. But when? I'm not there yet. I just focus on my lineage only, you know?
Ultimate
yeah.
derail. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast is
Oh,
renting the
God.
Great Pyramids for 100 hours.
Is that true?
That is real.
Okay.
Who's
turns
Mr.
out-
Beast? Who's that?
I'll show you. I'll show you here in a bit.
You don't know
What's
who
he
Mr.
gonna-
Beast is?
I'll show you.
I
but-
might see his
He's
face.
the Antichrist, bro.
He's oh my
No,
god.
that's a conspiracy. He's like a philanthropist.
Philanthropist?
That word. YouTuber.
What's he going to do in the pyramids?
We don't know
Probably
yet.
have another Mr. Beast games where he
Yeah,
like,
probably.
gets a whole bunch of people to like fight over money and then like get mad when they don't win.
All right.
Man.
We derailed so much.
That's why I said
we're not derailing.
that's why I was
We're
yelling
him.
ultimate derail. Ultimate derail.
No, it's about Egypt.
He
Is there
literally.
anything else?
he-
Is there
he
anything
did
else you
the
want to know about Egypt, or
pyramid thing?
No, that was my biggest.
Yeah.
because there is I do see the end coming back, and that's where it's again, like from my understanding, like what was that girl called again? That girl, the nerd chick.
Oh, Gutsit Gibbon.
Yeah, so her stuff, she's pretty well versed in it. Because like she went on like talking about DNA and everything. I was like, oh my god, this is way over my head. I'm just too dumb to.
I think it's Gibbon.
Yeah, can you put it in crayon? Because I don't know.
Can you
what
put it
you're
in
talking-
crayon, please?
I'm just wrapping my head around the mitochondrial DNA thing. Like,
Who cares? That's female side. Who cares?
Right, but like even just the process of it, because I didn't understand it. I was like, what do you mean you only get half your DNA from your mom? And then like
Yeah,
actually learning about that, like, oh, okay,
because like
mitochondrial.
because there's when the people say DNA, it's very very fucking vague. What does that mean? DNA test. Fucking I don't know. All right, but what I understand when it says someone says DNA test, this is what I think. It's an umbrella term that's dealing with. There's 3 types of DNA testing, right? Now, what to do for crime scenes, I have no idea. But I know for genealogy, there's the Y DNA, which is the male lineage, right? You, your father, your grandpa, to the beginning of time, right? Then you have your mothers, which is you, your mom, your grandma, male, the female lineage, all the way back to the beginning of time. Then you have the autosomal, which is everything in between, right? And then it goes back to maybe about 20 generations. But good luck trying to find the documents to document that shit. Mm-hmm. But that's where you get into back and forth among your, again, like it's you, 1, your parents, 2, grandparents, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64. Or, you know,
computer.
Yeah,
computer.
right. So it doubles every generation. So that's where it's like, holy crap, it's just too much. So I just focus on, yes, I'm not chauvinist pig, so I don't care about the mitochondria. No, I do care, but it's just too much. It's too much information.
The thing that got me on the train about the mitochondrial stuff is it was a video talking about how humans evolve or potentially evolved the whole circulatory system, like heart and lungs, respiratory system, based on just the mitochondrial needs, because it was such a super efficient way of processing energy with breaking down APT or whatever.
Oh damn! Okay,
Like,
that's
so purely because we started building a mitochondrial.
Yes.
That caused the rest of us to evolve around the needs of the mitochondria.
Yeah. The needs of a woman, right? you gotta maintain those needs.
I guess it could be argued then, like I don't know if it was ancestors to the animal that like first split into 2 different sexes, but like where was I going with this?
There's might be a reason for that, right? I don't know what it is.
Mitochondria that caused that divergence to begin with?
I don't know.
The different sexes?
Oh,
because I know like what's good about we have an advantage over women when it comes to DNA testing too, because I can do the Y chromosome, I can do the mitochondrial, I can do autosomal. Females can do mitochondrial, autosomal. That's it. They can't do.
Yeah, okay.
They can't do the Y. And that's what we're talking about Dune. Remember we're talking about Dune? How the Bene Gesserit have memories of their grandmothers.
Okay, yeah, that Kwisatz Haderach was the guy who could
do both.
Okay, wow.
See?
That makes a lot of sense now.
So when we were talking about I knew it.
Holy shit. Okay.
You see, and that's why when I was like, what's the big deal about Dune? And then when I was in Lockhart, I started looking, because this is only a couple years ago. Oh, the movie's coming out. Like, well, what's the big deal about Dune? And of course, I would listen to Combo Girl 19, and I like the stories because she talked about the body politic, like what all that means. Fucking Herbert was fucking
Yep.
fucking shrooms, man. And that's what I'm saying. Like when the blue, remember Stanitz? I knew it. That motherfucker was talking about DNA, man. Passed down information for the Bene Gesserit. But the Kwisatz Haderach is both, dude. I'm the Kwisatz Haderach, right? Because I can link. I know my lineage, everything, in my own little world. I'm a Kwisatz Haderach, right? Because And I've taken the spice too and everything, right? And
Taking the spice.
The DMT is a spice.
Oh God.
That's what I'm saying. So that's why like I knew that motherfucker had done something because the DNA part, the memories, and then like holy shit. Yeah. Now you get it, right? It's like it's fucking amazing.
Yeah,
It's fucking amazing.
Yeah, I didn't see that connection upon the many viewings I've made.
let me get through this right quick, and then are you still holding on to that point before I continue?
What's that?
No.
That you're not. You
The
just forgot
Egyptian
about
one?
it.
Yeah, you got
No,
it.
not the Egyptian one. The one before that.
Oh, where the origination.
The
was-
sub-Saharan.
I've just been told by different people, different places, and I hold them all about equal weight because I'm like, I don't really have any way of telling, and it doesn't really affect me. So.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
oh.
the cells, how the mitochondrial cell.
No, origination of like modern humans because like if we can't pinpoint.
No, we're not there yet.
first
But
humans,
Yeah.
then-
So what's your question? What's your question then?
well,
You-
we
you-
already got to it.
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
I think
Oh,
you answered.
like-
Yeah.
how it could have been argued different places, but
Okay, yeah, okay, yeah,
moving
yeah.
back and forth, you explain that.
Yeah. So
Yeah, that's. I think it's that.
I'm gonna.
But
put it-
every time someone has an argument, you go like, well, what's the
What's the
yeah,
underlying
what's your underlying
motivation here?
what's your source,
right?
bro?
And so what I see
Daily
from,
Wire paid me, you got me.
but that's what I don't want to see that. I was like, no. Give me the fucking truth. That's why talking to this not talking, but listening to this nerd talking to the religious guys, all they care about is winning an argument. They don't want it. I can't listen.
They don't want to
this is
get
hard.
into the nitty gritty.
They don't. They just want to argue and win an argument.
Okay, I'm gonna finish.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, sorry.
No.
But I mean, this is interesting discourse, or not discourse, but just talking about it is pretty interesting. I'm going to continue on. He replies with B. I would call him B, and then A.
B's the racist and A's the non-racist, right?
Yeah, I would say so. Yes.
No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. So, except that it is yet to do so. There is no evidence for out of Africa. It's a theory. All the evidence shows out of the Mediterranean around Iberia. Iberia,
Spain.
Greece. He follows up with Greece, Anatolia, and Lebanon. The only way out of Africa would work is if we could find the same samples and date them to 90 plus thousand years old.
You can't.
It just hasn't happened. They have human remains in Australia that are 80,000 years old, which disproves the central origin theory as it stands right now on their own. The guy replies with, I agree that there is still a lot to learn from the origin, and the out of Africa theory is, well, still a theory and shouldn't be taught as fact. But the idea of Cro-Magnon supporting the migration patterns of early humans out of Africa does make sense on the flip side, because the idea is that the Cro-Magnon are descendants of the first humans leaving Africa and moving through the Middle East, where they intermingled with Neanderthals.
Okay, yeah.
They would show why Europe and Menya carry the highest amount of Cro-Magnon. And then somewhere... Okay, no, he's making a relation to this. The Lake Mungo. Do you know anything about Lake Mungo?
No, continue.
Okay, got to move on. That's A. He replied to the thing again, just asking about Lake Mungo. B replies with, "I'm more inclined to believe that there is no central origin. That instead we all are the products of various groups of hominids cohabitating and intermingling with Cro-Magnon." And that Cro-Magnon, the original humans, were coastal nomadic peoples with similar origins, which is why we all shared common human migration patterns for the first 10,000 years of our species' existence, and it was the Ice Age that pushed hominids together. And then A replies with, I don't know much about the remains found at Lake Mungo, but it does state that those are 50,000 years old, while the earliest group of humans reportedly to have left Africa is about 70,000.
There you go.
And then B replies with, that would only make sense if we didn't have the DNA of the hunter-gatherer groups from the various ages, which show disproportionate rate of archaic hominid DNA based on geographic location, not geographical, and also shows a lack of Homo erectus. Homo erectus seems to only be in the DNA of hominids present in the southern hemisphere during the Ice Age, whereas Denisovan is present in those from Siberia, and Neanderthal is present for those in Europe and Mena. Of course, this steppe migration brought a lot of intermixing Eurasia, but ultimately we still have ghost ancestors unaccounted for with unknown DNA origins. They very well could be in Africa and would prove out of Africa, or they could be in the Middle East or Europe or Central Asia. Then
He's just saying being vague on the whole thing. Yeah.
And then B replies again to the Lake Mungo stuff. Well, that's the issue. The carbon dating is 50,000, but other labs recently got dates of 70 to 80,000, which is an issue, and the technology around dating bones that old and extracting DNA is still so new. You really got to take this whole study with a grain of salt, in my opinion.
See, how much is left over that?
Yeah, we are almost there to the end. It's super new. Like, we don't even know what individual genes do yet, what sections do, and even then, it's always an estimate. A replies with, correct, those ghost ancestors which we humans carry DNA from, many still unidentified, do make me believe that we don't have the full picture and why the Africa theory shouldn't be taught as fact. And
is saying that?
Yeah, A is saying this.
Wow.
At the same time, there's good evidence to support the Africa theory as of right now.
Yeah,
then,
right now this is where it's
yes.
at. Yeah.
And then he replies to B with, yeah, just for right now, with NASA's source considering it's fairly recent. I'm going to show you the picture of it right quick so you can look at Lake Mungo. I don't know where it's at either. So here's the thing. I will send you the link to that.
Because the way when they're arguing, they're all over the place as far as like they're not arguing the chronological order, and that's the problem. And they're not seeing the map. They're not seeing the tree. They're not seeing. I don't see them explaining that.
Can I see it? No, not that.
Oh yeah.
I don't see them explaining that.
You want to see the last part, or do you want to see the photo? I mean the article.
But it doesn't seem like they're actually arguing with each other. Like making they're not
Looks
being
like burnt casserole.
I know.
Looks like burnt casserole.
It doesn't sound like they're being mean to each other either.
They're
trying.
They're having a
to,
civil discourse.
Yeah, it's really good. Yeah. Well, that's what I don't.
I'm going to tell you right now. It's very different in the voice chat. I'm telling you right now.
No.
Hey, listen, fuck you, buddy. We originated from Somalia.
No. It's completely different. It's like fucking out the windows, just like the hard. I'm not kidding. I'm kidding to some degree.
I got
it's not
baby
usually
bladder,
like that,
so I gotta go.
Yeah, go ahead.
Run real quick.
I'm going to finish up here. This is the last reply, and then everybody else starts talking about some Isaac stuff or whatever. The Binding of Isaac. We still have biologists and chemists using CRISPR Cas9 technology to slowly map and figure all of that out in humans and other living things. I went to a lecture at UCSD about CRISPR technology being used by their microbiology team, and that was crazy. Just how they were isolating cells in a barnacle to understand how it creates a protein in a specific shape so that they could replicate that and use it as a natural glue alternative for underwater engineering and construction.
Damn! Wow.
So I think B, he's that. I think he just says stuff for fun. Really, it's like he's that inherently racist. But I mean, there's a few other things to support that he might be.
Yeah. No, that's then. As long as they're having a somewhat debate on it, that's nothing wrong with that. Again, it's still kind of a mystery, but I don't think it just seems like I would like to know what they think of what I think on how.
Well, if this episode ever does release, I'm going to tell him just like, hey, watch this part. We're almost done anyways. I know you weren't here for it. Do you want me to read it to you right quick, or do you want to read it yourself?
Continue.
No, they've definitely heard it.
Okay. That's pretty much the end of it. From what that is, I will do the headovers thing. But if you have more to say,
no, I think that's a good.
Is this from the specific channel that they made for us, or
no, this is not my brother's Discord. This is the one the word that I cannot say on. You have to say it with a G. That word.
I'm not gonna.
Okay, continue.
So continuing on to Helldivers 2 because that's pretty interesting. So the Illumina are back,
Who are the Illuminati?
Oh my God, who are these guys? If you haven't played the first game, which I haven't, but I knew who they were to begin with, they are the newest enemy not newest enemy, but they're an ancient enemy from Helldivers 1.
From south of the map, right?
Yeah, actually, in the first game, they were in the south.
Galactic South.
I might have to pull it up here. But they are currently in the Galactic South of the second game.
Galactic South will rise again.
There you go.
Thank you, map. Let's pull up the first map of the Galactic War.
When you first showed me this, I was like, "What the fucking
so,
nerds? Like,
just
fucking awesome."
Just in case you're living under a rock, which I highly doubt you are, but
Really
shit,
cool.
they are in the South. Holy shit! Even in the first game, they're in the South.
Yeah,
That's funny. Continuing on,
Earth is in the center.
Earth-
To the
Earth, yeah.
north is
is the automatons.
robots.
If it's in the first game, it would be the cyborgs.
To the east is the
Bugs.
Bugs.
The
And to the
Terminids.
west.
Yeah, that'd be west. Yeah, yes.
There's nothing to the west, is there?
It's like
It was the automatons for a bit, and then we kicked them out of the Severn sector, which held, get ready
the
for
east.
it, Malevelon Creek, baby. So you may have understand that reference or not.
Space Vietnam.
Space Vietnam, basically Space Vietnam.
The jungles. Yeah.
Yeah. That planet, Malevelon Creek, dude, I hate the planet modifier on it so much. It's called Ion Storm, and it disrupts your stratagems. It also disrupts your map. It's just really annoying.
Basically, half the game is inoperable.
Just for a little bit.
Who are you fighting there?
So it
Robots.
would have been
Robots.
the automatons. I think maybe during the first Galactic War. I'm not too sure if they did fought on Malevelon Creek during that time. I don't know if Malevelon Creek even existed during that time. But the Illuminate were first sighted. They were back again. They were first sighted on Calypso in what?
Somewhere in the south, right?
Somewhere in the south.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out what sector.
Well, they bleeped on the map and then bleeped out. Wasn't that?
Yes and no.
Yeah.
So right now they're doing. I'm just going to tell you right now they're doing like some sort of like guerrilla tactics. They're abducting
run.
people.
No, they are. What the hell are those?
They're the Illuminate, or
Yeah, the Illuminate.
so they're
An alien.
They're alien. They're an actual true alien race, other than the Terminids. And essentially, what they are, I believe, if I heard this correctly, I could be wrong on
Are they
this.
bio?
They are. They are.
Bio.
They are organic.
Organic.
But I believe they have psionic powers. I haven't seen them yet use any of their psionic powers. It's probably because the ones that we're fighting currently are not psionically inclined. So, or not enough. Go
Cannon
ahead.
fodder.
The best part about it, though, is like the base enemy you fight, the lowest tier grunt, is like a zombie that's a former human. It's got like some kind of Cthulhu thing stuck to its face, making its eyes glow blue. And they're called the Voteless.
They lost their humanity, but voteless,
The
yes.
Voteless. They can't vote anymore because they're not human.
They lost their humanity,
What?
but even worse, they lost their ability to vote.
They lost their ability to vote.
There might be a quote on this wiki article. Let me pull
If
it
you're a
up.
hive mind, you can't vote. It's not
Yeah,
legal.
you can't,
It's not
no.
fair.
If you're an NPC,
No, if you're a hive mind, like
like an NPC, you can't vote.
you are now
Okay.
voteless.
Repeal at 19th. Whoops. Whoops.
Oops.
Or was it? Who was it? What gave the men the right to vote? The
okay.
18th.
I don't
Because if you can repeal the 18th and 19th, that means that only landowners can vote.
I'm pretty sure the 19th just made it to where women don't have to sign up for selective
Boo.
service to vote.
Yeah, so here,
Yeah, you have a problem there when the people who are deciding if you go to war have to go and fight it or not. You immediately have some conflict of interest there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so here is here's the exact quote from the democracy officer amidst the Battle of Calypso. So it says right here, those changed by Illuminate have lost something deeper than their humanity. Their very citizenship has been consumed, condemning them to a fate worse than death. They are voteless. And that's literally their name. If you're able to ping them, you hit them with Q or whatever your ping button is, and it will show them marked as voteless. And it's amazing.
So they have a woke virus.
I wouldn't say that. Let me pull.
They're woke.
They're not woke.
They're
asleep, but they're
all
woke.
just wearing rainbow flags and
Oh,
screaming their pronouns at you.
I don't exactly have a picture of this.
It's ma'am.
It's
ma'am.
But I don't exactly have a picture of this. But they Super Earth actually managed to capture some of the voteless or a couple of them. And
With a diner hair.
what? No, they don't have hair. They're bald. Let me show you what they look like. This is one.
I'll pop it up on the screen.
Yeah, this is what they look like. This is one of them. So you see,
Looks like a liberal to me.
it looks like a liberal to you. But okay, you see this right here?
Yeah, I see a liberal.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to tell you right now. This is kind of ties into like the whole gene manipulation and everything like that. So what they're doing is they're doing hit and run tactics. They're not taking ground. They go into
Because they're cowardly.
well, my theory is, and I think a lot of people may agree with this, but a lot of people may not. They don't even care. I would say it's just another fun enemy to shoot. Honestly,
I think there is some kind of overarching story to it where it's like we're on a 3-front war now.
yes, we are.
And they're poking and prodding while the robots are making a significant advance towards Super Earth. I think they're only two systems out.
Well, the thing is, he's not even kidding.
They're two sectors. My bad.
They're like two sectors. I'm not even kidding.
Show them.
Yeah, let me show you the galactic map right quick.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, Helldivers is treated kind of like an alternate reality, shared narrative type dealio, kind of not like SCP.
Oh my God! They made that much. What?
It's like a really big Dungeons and
What
Dragons
happened?
campaign where the
A
story
lot
is
of
decided
people-
by the outcomes of major
So a
wars.
lot of people that got burnt out, got tired of what.
The
Aaron
bugs.
had-
The bugs are on northeast,
Yes.
and the robots are in the fucking northwest. Holy crap!
I think the main reason people stopped playing for that little bit there was the Sony controversy.
Yeah,
They were
that's what
still hot
happened.
off that.
Yeah.
That's when like majority of players stopped playing, leaving bad reviews, and then people stuck around after that after they reversed it. But then they kept doing like scummy practices of like putting stuff in only to nerf it like,
Immediately
later down the line. And
Escalation of Freedom, their latest update, which included the Impaler, it was terrible because they changed how fire worked. Honestly, I kind of liked the way it looked, but the only issue was they didn't have the armor penetration that I had before Escalation.
the other thing is that community managers were banning people what seemed like willy-nilly or for providing opinions that did not necessarily agree with their own.
Yes.
And they won. Didn't they get?
Those
Either
are-
were
those are-
nominated
I think they-
or they won the Game Awards.
I think
for
they
best
won the-
community,
yeah.
which is
So
like-
they're being anti-MAGA and they got banned.
I don't know if it's necessarily anti-MAGA. It's just like certain YouTube personalities would go into there,
Oh,
not
really?
even trying to like start shit or anything, just trying to queue up with people, and they would get kicked out, just purely based off
Censorship.
off-platform type stuff.
So basically,
Damn.
how the war went so far, not the war, the invasions from the Illuminate. Like I said, they're doing hit and run tactics. Is that guerrilla warfare or is that asymmetrical? Because
Yeah, that's asymmetrical. Yeah.
okay, so they're doing asymmetrical warfare. They went into the Cerealia sector, and that is the world of Calypso, which introduced the new biome. I don't know. I wouldn't say it's really a biome, but it's a new setting. I would say.
Yeah, it's like you're in cities when
Yeah.
you're fighting against the Illuminated.
Yeah. So the more and
They target populated urban centers more than anything.
dude, like even around the
Peaceful
corner,
demonstrations.
peaceful.
Yeah, the vote lists are
demonstration.
just peacefully
Basically.
demonstrating.
So
I keep
The
leaning us
oppressors.
towards the left.
The
This is-
oppressors that are known as the Helldivers keep going in there, spreading their fascistic.
oh shit,
Spread democracy.
You're making me think of another thing, another game that I want to talk about now because since
game
you
is
said that, Warhammer 40k.
What about it?
Well, I'll talk about it after
Okay,
this.
keep going. I want
All
to
right,
mess up your
so
flow.
we went from Solaria sector to Genesis Prime, which is in the Ructus sector. And that is another, it looks exactly like Malevelon Creek. By the way, I think this is correct. There was way more deaths during the first invasion of Calypso than there was ever on Malevelon Creek. There was 27 million people 27 million KIA confirmed kills of Helldivers on Calypso.
Oh my
there was more of that on Calypso than Malevelon Creek. And the thing is, it wasn't even like another space Vietnam. It just everybody hopped in. There was about it was kind of close to 160,000. That's how many people were on that sector. By the way, currently on Calypso, it hasn't changed yet, but it there says is 143 people still on Calypso, still on it.
I just thought of a whole nother major topic, but when we
Oh,
get
yeah.
done with this, remind me.
Yeah, so they moved to the Ruckus sector to Genesis Prime, and then they tried to take over Mog. By the way, I have a funny meme. I'll send it to you so you can put it here. So I did good girls like bad guys. It's really fucking funny.
Okay.
The Mog sector in the Morgon,
Mog sector.
the
mogged.
Mog system in the Morgon sector, and then they
Morgon.
pushed into. I don't think they might have skipped over this sector. No, they didn't. They pushed into Bashir, the Bashir system in the Galak sector, and then they pushed into Gemma in the Ursa sector. Ursa sector. That's an accent, so I don't know how to pronounce that. And then they pushed all the way, guess what, to the bug front. They were on the doorstep of the bug front.
We almost had a two-front war there for a little bit.
That would be really cool if
That
the
would've been
bugs
cool.
invaded at the same
You
time.
run into bugs fighting the fucking Illuminid. That
be-
would be so
That
badass.
would be so awesome.
Arrowhead, please make this a thing.
Let them fight. Yeah.
Actually, Palestad actually talked about how that may not be possible, but they're thinking about doing it.
Oh, that is cool.
Yeah, so
Even to hear that they're thinking about it.
well,
that's-
take that with a grain of salt. I'm not too sure if that's right. I get most of my news from just a quick plug here. The guy, I don't even care if the guy that
just say it. Just say it.
Cloud Plays. He's really good. I like his stuff, but I like another guy. I don't really watch his stuff that much because Cloud Play is more like quickly digestible, in my opinion. But not digestible, but quick.
Keep going.
My bad. That guy is named Lieutenant Buzz Lightbeer. So he's also a cool guy. Those two guys I do recommend watching if you want to get your Helldivers news, especially other news about different games like First Descended and all that.
If you're a Helldiver sycophant like this guy.
Yeah.
Is there any
And-
way to have open negotiations with the alien race?
Nope.
Okay, there was at one point, but we basically kind of screwed the pooch and said they had WMDs.
They have
So-
weapons of mass destruction. We have to invade.
We said that they have WMDs.
Some tricks never get old.
Never get old.
Oh yeah,
Wow. War never changes.
By the way, I remember telling you this, but I don't think you remember. But I remember saying that we didn't the operations that we had beforehand, before the war was actually declared, were just operations. They were not actual declaration of war.
Probing actions?
I would say so to a degree,
Getting probed.
basically. But we finally declared war. I don't remember when, but it was way before EOF was even a thing.
Now, who's the leader of the humans?
Super Earth, I don't know who the president is currently.
It's Trump.
Yeah, so System UI
He's
is
entombed upon the
Baron.
golden throne.
Baron von Trump.
Yeah.
Baron von
Baron-
Trump.
It's Baron Trump, the Nephilim. He's finally ascended to his final form.
Yeah, and then
God Emperor.
I'm just going to continue on with the history of the assaults on there was two sectors that were attacked afterwards. One of them was Elysian Meadows. That is another ion storm planet. And then there was another one. It was Baldric Prime. Elysian Meadows was in the how do I say that? The Guyung sector. And then Baldric Prime is in the Meridian sector. Meridia. Fuck you, bugs.
So these sectors that these adversaries are attacking, there's humans there.
Yeah,
Those are our territories.
Yeah, those are our territories. They're just abducting people right now, transforming them into the monstrosities I just showed you.
Yeah.
And
no.
yeah, so
voteless.
to a degree, I believe that they are doing covert stuff before openly invading.
Yeah.
If that is true, if they are using their psionic powers, that's the best way to do it. They will covertly land on a planet, infiltrate slowly, and just start doing some stuff. That's why I think most of the SAM sites are deactivated is because of that. That they were infiltrating either
Take down defenses.
take down their defenses so they
Yeah.
have an easy way to go in and start attacking or started assimilating the human population. And now the current sector that they're in right now, they invaded one planet in this sector and then they moved on to the next one. The first one, by the way, is in the Omega sector. It is called Hydrobias. Hydrobias. Like as soon as I saw that name and I saw the planet, that place has no motherfucking water. All right, it's a desert planet. Hydrobias. It's like
Greenland, Iceland, right there.
yeah, basically. Morbius is basically they just took the OBIUS U.S. off of that. It just put Hydro.
All I know about Morbius is it was a movie that flopped or something. It had Jared Leto.
Jared
That's funny, yeah.
Morbius. It's Morphin.
And then they moved in.
Morphin time.
Oh shit! Oh wow! I haven't had this in a while. That's cool. And then they're currently invading a jungle swamp planet right now.
Mm-hmm.
Called oh shit! How do I say this? Siesa.
So are you just giving us like a brief rundown of what's happening?
Basically, the current happenings in the galactic map as of right now. I could go a little bit more into depth, but I'm not going to do that because the numbers are fucking huge. By the way, even before the Illuminate were even a thing, the kill counter went up before the Illuminate came into the system.
With like playtesting, they were killing them.
Dude, it went from like shit. How much it went? It went up from like 3 digits to 4 digits like immediately, and it was like from like maybe like 500, 800 or something like that to 2,000 some number.
Damn.
Yeah, that's when they were playtesting. And by the way, everybody was giving. I also kind of sat there. I didn't say anything about Arrowhead or anything, but they wanted everybody to let them cook. Nobody did. They just kept giving them so much fucking shit. They're like, dude, when are you going to release new enemies? We need new enemies now. We need new biomes. We need everything.
If you're gonna try the live service model, you need to keep up with it, and it's a grind to meet expectations.
Well, the guys who are doing this are from Sweden, right?
Yes.
They're Swedish. They're actually a lot of them are ex-military. They have a Sweden has a program where you have to join.
Yes.
Okay, mandatory.
Like Israel.
Compulsory
Oh, shit.
service. Or
I
They
just
do like
realized
1 year. Yeah, 1 year.
I really want to read the I guess the terms of service of becoming a Helldiver because it's really fucking funny.
like the legal binding terms of service?
Yes.
In game or the actual.
Like in game, like so when you're going up to when you're doing the basic training,
Oh.
the tutorial,
Yeah.
and on the walls when you're going up to get your cape, you can read the sides. It's really really hard to read, but some of the TOS, which by the way, Helldiver, shout out to Helldivers 2 companion app, really good. If you're using Opera GX, don't try to download the quote unquote app for it because Opera GX does not like using PWAs. I don't know what that is. So, yeah, but hey, here we go. No, that's the DSS. I don't want DSS. By the way, I hope they come back with that, the DSS. But we're going to go into the contract of employment intelligence reports. The following contract is made between and entered into by the Helldivers Division of the Super Earth Armed Forces, hereby referred to as the enlister, and the individual who has successfully completed their preliminary Helldiver training as set forth in Exhibit A of the Super Earth Armed Forces Recruitment and Retention Manual, Part 27/B-1026-4, hereby referred to as the enlisted. The following contract is entered into willing, and the enlisted confirms that they have authority to enter into such an agreement at this time, being of sound mind and body, of legal age, and of citizenship grade E and above. 1. Services.
You're reading the whole thing?
You're gonna read the whole contract?
Do you want me to read the whole contract?
I
Or no?
don't.
Okay. I'm just going to read that part. But
Okay, well, you said it earlier
Go
about
ahead.
the DNA chromosome.
yeah, so they're
Tell me that.
basically what they're doing, like I showed you, that the Volus used to be humans, and now they're all jacked up. They're like transforming into the Illuminate. Some of them actually do look like they have squid heads and everything like that. They look like if you were to stop a mind flare.
I was just thinking Ceramorphosis.
Is whatever that word is, something like that. But it was like mid transformation, and like all the body parts are still kind of like connected, but like the tentacles are still coming out.
Legally distinct.
They're
But
changing their DNA.
They're changing their DNA to make them look more like the Illuminate that we're going to be fighting soon.
Oh, wow.
Which, by the way, get ready. If that is true, what I saw on X or Twitter, whatever name you want to give it.
X.
Just call it Twix.
Yeah, Twix.
Everybody knows what you talk about.
Yeah. So there will be possibly some new units soon, and that probably means either that they're going to take land now because the black hole of Meridia, which is no longer a black hole considered, it's more like a warp gate to some degree.
They turned it into a warp gate?
Are they officially saying that things are coming
What
through?
the hell?
I would say so. Yes, that's the only.
Officially.
I would. They're doing it very vaguely, but I would say so.
Okay.
Damn.
Yeah. What was I going to say? Yes. But they are coming through. I do have to say the only reason why they're doing these hit and run tactics is because they have the capability of doing warp travel, exactly like, drumroll please, the Eldar from Warhammer 40K. But instead of the they're using instead of the Eldar using webways, the Illumina are using actual warp technology.
Okay.
So that's why they're able to go around the galaxy to abduct all these people.
Asymmetrical.
Asymmetrical warfare.
Oh my god.
And
They're the ones making the Ukrainian PSYOP videos.
oh god.
I knew
Okay.
it.
All right.
I knew it.
By the way, so this is the last part of the. I'm not reading the entire thing. I'm going to read. I'm reading the bottom part of the contract of employment. For the purpose of elimination of doubt, the enlisted spending 1 second within 15 meters of a copy of the contract shall be interpreted as the contract being read.
Okay. All right.
If you're in the same, you're in the presence of it. You've read it.
Yeah, you
You're
read
done.
it. Yeah, you read it. Now,
Wait a minute.
It's
Yeah.
like if the Georgia Guidestones had some kind of like tacit acknowledgement on them, where it's like if you come within like 5 meters of this thing, you agree with it.
yeah,
Oh
you
my
agree with
God.
it. Yeah, basically.
I can't read.
Now we're gonna go. I'm taking way too much time on this. Honestly.
Oh, let's just
You're
redo
fine.
it all.
Yeah, let's just redo it all.
Fine.
But no, Warhammer 40K. We're going to talk about some controversies that I actually seen about it. Some people are actually talking about it. I don't know how. I have to find the video.
Does it have to do with the confirmation that there actually is a show now with Henry Cavill?
I
in the works?
not
I heard that too.
Yeah,
exactly.
the confirmation came through between now and last podcast.
But no one knows what they're going to cover.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't know who's playing who's going to do what. But
Do you think? Okay, first off, let's do a little bit of derailment here because I kind of want to think about this a little bit. Henry Cavill, who do you think he's going to play as?
Well, I know he has a guy who he wants to play, and it's like the guy who was in like the first custody, I think, or in charge of the custodies. It was that guy.
Okay.
He wants to play him. I'm like
Really?
90% sure. But depending on what the role is and if it's like what segment, like honestly, I think they should just hit the Horus Heresy. Hit it while the steam's hot.
Oh yeah, hit it
think
with
they
the
should do
irons
that.
hot. Yeah.
And if there were to be a Horus Heresy type deal, I think that Henry Cavill should do Emperor, but
That's what
Yeah.
I'm thinking too. Yeah.
That'd be kind of cool to see him as the Emperor of Mankind. But the only issue is he did talk about in an interview because everybody was asking this one reporter, or he saw a lot of people asking this, is like, who are you going to play as? And then Henry Cavill, without giving away either too much or too little, he was very vague about it. But he said that he didn't want to lock out potential Primarchs that he wanted to play as, and
Yeah, because he was one of the
Yeah.
Primarchs. Yeah.
as long as he's not Robo Girly Man.
and Robo Girly Man, Robo Husky Man. I
So
don't know.
wait, so the what's the guardian? What's the god dang it, the custodies?
The Custodians.
What's I don't know the history about them. Like, how are they related to the Emperor?
Look them up.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Essentially they're like the guard Emperor's.
They're the guards,
personal
but
guard.
what's their blood
Praetorian.
relation? They're the Praetorian Guard, yeah.
Yeah.
But
So-
what's their blood relation?
I think are they like genetically altered? Or?
So they are also, but they're like, I think this is correct. I could be wrong. If A was here right now, he would probably be like, "Oh, I know everything about Warhammer 40K. Know it more than you do." Fuck you, by the way. Go to hell. I'm just gonna say that right now, calling you out.
Give us
But-
the answer.
Yeah, give you the answer. But I believe I read somewhere or heard it through a YouTube video that the Praetorian Guard, the Custodians, are directly from the Emperor. They're literally his genetic code.
So they're his sons.
To a degree,
the
yes.
Primarchs are his sons.
Well, the Primarchs
Yeah,
are
the
his
Primarchs
sons
are his sons
yes.
too. But so this is, I think that what I understand from that also is that the custodies are the first version of clone son copies of the Emperor.
I don't know if they were cloned per se, but yeah.
Well, then how do you? a son clone, same thing, just like Jango Fett and Boba Fett.
Well,
It's his son, it's his clone, it's him, but it calls it his son.
well,
Is that what the custodians are?
the custodians are?
Yeah, I don't know.
I guess we could touch back on the whole synthetic route that we had in the first episode, where there are clones of humans, but they have like different races, different faces, all that type of shit.
Let the best come out. Yeah.
Basically, they are the best of the best. I think they were probably the first
version of
Space like
Marines.
the perfect Space Marine, I would say, and they were bred to kill the Thunder Warriors.
Yeah, to replace them.
To replace them. Although some Thunder
Because
Warriors
because they were actually humans that were modded basically.
Yes.
altered.
And they said let's replace them.
Mm-hmm.
And then I remember hearing.
I
about that
think
too.
the Thunder Warriors were also just genetically altered or modified too by the Emperor, but they were a hammer when he needed a scalpel.
Yeah.
That was the issue. I don't like how the writers do sometimes with 40K, because some of the things just don't make fucking sense. But I mean, that's how they want to do it. I don't really care. I guess I could give examples, but I can't really think of some. So this is just like a hollow
as far as
argument or something like that.
But as far as like what Cavill's going to do, it's still a secret. No one really knows exactly. There's a lot of rumors. There's nothing confirmed. The only thing confirmed is that he will do something. Will he act? Unconfirmed. Will he direct? Unconfirmed.
Well,
all we know is he's part of it.
executive producer on it.
Confirmed.
That.
The only thing is confirmed that he's going to be executive producer or
He has a say in it.
He has a say,
Like he
but
can,
he has
can walk essentially.
the overall say, because I think what happened, his experience with The Witcher.
It solidified in his
happened.
head that like these studios, if you take a hands-off approach, the studios will corrupt it.
Yes.
So he has to manipulate it in his own way, get his hand in there and be like, hey,
You can't take my hand away.
if you fucking screw up the soup, I'm not going to eat it. I'm walking.
Yeah. So he is basically the showrunner. He'll be the showrunner of this Warhammer venture. That's what it sounds like to me.
It's make or break essentially.
So that's what because I know showrunner, like the showrunners who do Star Trek, they fucked it up, and Star Wars they fucked it up. When it comes to being the showrunner, that's what it sounds like. He's putting himself in the position where I'm in charge of this. If you pull the kind of shit that I experienced with Witcher, I'm gone, and the whole thing falls apart. And so I think that's what he wants to assure that. I think they're willing to do that. But what about this Warhammer caving into the
Female custodies thing?
Yeah, all that crap.
That could seem to
that's
be,
gone.
It seems to be Amazon.
Yeah, pushing for that crap.
Yeah. And that could be part of the deal with like, we're not going to finance this show production at all unless we have some say in it. And that was what the hill
Just
they
to put their
wanted to die
fucking
on.
DEI bullshit in.
Yeah.
there.
By the way,
Fuck it up.
Warhammer 40K wiki, shut the fuck up. I'm not even kidding right now. You do not get to say this bullshit. The Custodes is an elite cadre of genetically engineered transhuman male and female warriors. You don't get to say that. The Sisters of Silence are not genetically modified whatsoever. They could somewhat keep up with the Custodians, but not that much. They're still strides above the Sisters of Silence. The lore that what they call it, Games Workshop is doing is just Boulder Dash. It should not be put into existence. Some people may argue that everything is canon, everything is not canon at the same time, because that's how the lore kind of works in Warhammer 40K. But without a doubt, without sheer of doubt or whatever, it's always been male. It always will be male. And if there are any female equivalents, they're going to be either a step down or not nearly, but somewhat close enough to the original stock. The original stock. That's why there is the such thing as the Order Hereticus. Their militant arm is the Deptus Sororitas or Sororitas, whatever the fucking correct pronunciation what the British dudes would say. The Sister of Battle, they're fine just as is. There's no need to bring in female Space Marines or female Custodians. You got the Sisters of Silence. If you want to do with that, then expand upon the Sisters of Silence. Those women are fucking scary because they're able to do they're blanks. That's what they are.
I know exactly why they'll never touch the Sisters of Silence.
Why?
Because it's essentially telling women be quiet. They won't touch it. They won't touch it because they're the Sisters of Silence. So they're like, we don't want to play with that.
I'm going to tell you right now, if you think this is a misogynist rambling,
Wank.
you know what? Go ahead and think that because I don't give a shit about your opinion. Because what was established in lore already should stay the way it is.
There's a way we can square the circle here because there is a branch of the fucking Inquisition that puts out misinformation.
Oh,
Yeah,
So
yeah, that's how you
I
look
can
at
just
it, right?
rationalize in my
like-
brain all these crazy people out here who got to go editing wikis like that are people who are LARPing as that part of
oh my God.
as the Inquisition, the
Okay,
misinformation branch.
By
of
the
the
way,
Inquisition.
okay, we're not even going to get into the Inquisition.
get
There's
so
too many
mad?
Ordos. There is
just
way too many
game.
Ordos. The only
we
three,
need Doge to go in and limit the amount of Ordos.
the only three Ordos that fucking matter, it is the Ordo Zeno, the Ordo Malleus, and the Ordo Hereticus. Those are the only three that matter. Everything else, if you want to dive more into it, good video about that shit is from Pancreas Not Work or Don't Work. One of the two.
Don't work.
Yeah. And he dives into it. By the way, it's almost an hour long of just how many Ordos there are. Especially, he goes into depth about the Puritans and the radical factions inside the Inquisition. There's no formal education on how to become an Inquisitor. There's none of that whatsoever. And that's the best part to me exactly is nobody knows what the fuck they're doing, but the only thing they do know what they're doing is we got to keep humanity away from the fucking shitheads of chaos. We need to keep them away from the dirty, filthy Xenos, Eldar, Dark Eldar, Orcs, Tau,
Space communist.
Space Communist.
No, they're not.
Shut up.
They're goat peoples.
No one gives a shit.
can be both. They can be
deserve a
space
bolter
communist-
to the face.
Space communist goat
for the
people.
greater good.
They deserve a bolter to the face. I said Orcs and Necron.
Necron tier.
Necron tier.
you get so mad?
They're Necron.
It's just game.
I know it's just game. It's just game, but like
It's just game.
There needs to be good gate. I didn't mean to even put a parentheses there. There needs to be good gatekeeping.
Okay, not to derail, but like, you guys know Shadow of War?
Yes.
And you know when the Caliburn board, that guy, you know when he says Palantia? You think that's weird how he says that? The Palantia.
No, I
what are
don't
you
really
saying?
pay attention.
Palantir. It's the thingy
Palantir.
that like the Eye of Sauron, like the tower thing. I'm not very well versed on Tolkien. I'll be real, but
Yeah.
Shadow of War, Shadow of Mordor are fucking badass games.
They are.
Plantia.
And they're
yeah.
not canon, but they are fun.
They are
okay?
fun.
They're very fun.
Well, I was like, what the hell am I going to say? Because I went on this fucking tirade. Jesus Christ.
Fuck, I need the Jeopardy theme.
Yeah, you do.
I have this. Here's a good one for Dead Air.
There we go. There we go. But yeah, but there is if you want to get down to brass tacks and more of this stupid bullshit, if you want to be inclusive, then do some stupid shit, not stupid shit, but do some stuff with the Sisters of Battle and the Sisters of Silence. Those are the only two that should fucking matter. I mean, you can also do some guardsmen shit too, because there is women in the guard that you could take from too.
Yeah, they're humans. Yeah.
I think they should stick to original content if they're gonna try to like do that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Like make your own bullshit, play your own into the sandbox, and then when people don't go play over there, then it'll take care of
Well,
itself.
that's what I'm saying. That the universe of Warhammer is so large that there's no one main protagonist or one main bad guy. It's all that's happening simultaneously, and they're so large, it doesn't matter.
You could watch endless hours of looting on the whole like time thing. Like, what is time in the Warhammer 40K? Because it's like you're traveling through the warp.
Yeah.
There could be instances where you go into the warp, you enter it, but you exited the warp before you even entered it.
Oh God.
So it's like, wait, does that mean there's two instances of this same battalion of Astartes that existed for a moment there?
That
Or what
happens too.
happened?
that could happen.
Oh wow.
The way the
So-
warp works, where it's just like time is non-linear.
So everybody jokes about the whole warp thing. I'm not even. By the way, I didn't even touch the controversy yet. We're just talking about the random
Was there anything you
bullshit.
wanted to bring up in the podcast?
Yeah, go ahead.
the custody thing? Or the,
Oh no, we're not even.
I have one more major thing,
Yeah.
but
Where are we at now?
we're about an hour and 30, but
A minute and a half.
I can wait if you got any more bows to tie on the Warhammer 40K stuff.
Well, I want to. I want to touch on the.
I want to bring
the
up what
actual
you guys
controversy
thought
that I wanna bring up.
of Secret Level.
Oh
Yeah.
fuck! Okay.
So what are you gonna say? What are you gonna say? What else?
Well, mine's kind of its own, like, it'll spin off into a different whole nother conversation.
Okay.
It has to do with like political violence and how it's heating up. But,
Oh jeez.
yeah, some
Oh,
updates
boy.
around that. But
Oh boy.
let's finish up the
Yeah.
the-
So basically,
sci-fi.
Can you stop smoking?
Can you stop? Yeah, fuck you, pal.
He stopped breathing.
Stop breaking.
Yeah,
But
stop
no.
Could you
breathing.
stop breathing?
But remember,
Stop
folks.
race mixing.
Remember, folks. If you like Warhammer 40K, if you're invested in Warhammer 40K,
Yes.
some people will call you a fucking fascist.
What? That's bullshit. Don't look. You gotta stop listening to that kind of crap.
No,
man.
listen. It's funny because the people that say this type of shit considered the Eldar, the Tau, the Orcs, the Necron as fucking human beings. They're not.
No, they're not.
And anything that we do to them in that universe is completely and utterly justified.
Why are you being so mean?
One critique about the Secret Levels Warhammer episode
Go
though,
ahead.
that I did hear that was like, okay, this actually makes kind of sense and it's a little scary in that direction. But when I'm bad with names, but the guy who's talking about is like
The kid, Titus?
the guy who was talking about Titus,
Oh,
The, old man?
Metatros.
the guy who
Metatros.
recruited
Metatros,
him, he's
yeah.
talking about him and he's saying like a child who knew no fear. And he's saying it in a way where it should be like, yeah, badass. He can fight the forces of chaos. He's uncorruptible, badass. But he's saying it in a way where it's like, what have I created?
Yeah.
It seems like he's saying it in a way like that.
Well-
So it's like, are they trying to spin it to where it's like, oh, the Astartes are actually the bad guys, and they're going to make the
No.
whole narrative around that? That's what I'm kind of nervous about.
No, someone explained the one I showed you. When-
Which one is
I can
that?
hear the
Oh,
argument that he's just in pure awe of like, wow, this guy really does not know fear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
I
Titus.
can hear that argument, but at the same time,
Well-
my brain's trained at this point to
go
be
ahead.
worried.
Because I think I think the higher ups sent them into a direct action to pretty much just die. But they felt they were confident enough that they were going to complete the mission. But it was also a test for Titus. Let's
Yes.
see how Titus is corrupted, and he's not.
He's
un-
uncorruptible.
Because I think that when you see every Space Marine that died there,
Their pupils
This-
were dilated.
yeah,
And they were corrupted.
They were killed by the most fear, and so they're like first one we saw that
Fear
was
is the mind killer.
yeah. So so the first one that he was like he was ripped out of his own armor.
The
and
human was
killed.
ripped out.
Yeah, so that was his fear of if I lose my. The only thing I get from that was like if I lose my armor, I'm dead. You know, maybe that, and he's afraid his armor would be the death of him.
Now the second
We still
guy,
didn't-
the
we
unnamed.
we didn't see that one.
Yeah.
He still hasn't made terms with the fact that he's like his childhood or something. Maybe that's what that was supposed
So
to be.
Titus, so the old man, I think his fear was
That he
what
made
have
a-
I created?
Like. Yeah.
I think
But
that's that.
Is he afraid that he's going to turn against the Emperor or turn against mankind? Could that
Mankind.
be what his fear
Yeah.
was?
Yeah, I don't know,
Well,
right?
you-
But he's uncorruptible, so you shouldn't have to fear that.
Well, they
He's in
don't know.
awe
right?
and, yeah, fear. But again, that was he kept saying it. I chose a child. I chose it. But what is that's
Child
really
who
neat to
did
think
not
about.
know fear.
But the idea of fear though, like no, fear turns into anger. So he has so much. His fear was replaced with anger.
So maybe this guy is
Rage.
more worried about himself, not so
Yeah.
much Titus.
He's worried about the kid too, probably too.
To some degree, but I think it's more or less like it probably is like a mixture of like he's worried about the kid, but he's also worried about what exactly he created.
Yeah.
Because the vision that was shown was Titus coming up to him from kid.
becoming chaos and stabbing him.
Yeah, becoming a chaos space marine. I don't know what.
Shit, if he falls to the K, he'd be unstoppable.
Yeah, he would be unstoppable. What
That's
do you think?
That's what he's afraid of.
Okay.
Nurgle, Korn, Zinch, Slanesh? Which faction is he going to join if he got got corrupted?
I hope he gurgles Nurgle.
Okay, stop.
So
All right.
so what was Titus? So Titus's fear was no fear. He turned around. It was more the witch. He turned it around like, no, you're gonna. It's like I'm not locked in here with you. You're locked in here with me.
You're locked in here with me.
Show Rorschach in prison, please.
Yeah. So it's like it's more of that. Like I think that's It's a. And then when I first saw it, I've seen it I don't know how many times, but I saw Astartes. That's what I saw.
Yeah, starting.
And it was like I don't care if it was similar or not. It's still good. Man.
It had,
still
the,
amazing.
it had the essence.
Yeah, man. They took it a step further, and these creatures were definitely more.
Yeah, the people who I'm just gonna finish up that side tangent that was going on. Not side tangent, like the main controversy I was going into. When people say that you're a fascist and they consider the other beings in the galaxy of Warhammer 40K as equivalent to human and oppressed and all that type of shit, you're just tourists. You don't understand the
Yeah.
lore one bit. Who
cares what they
and
say?
I bet you would say that you would totally live in that universe, but the people who play the game know damn well that's a bad idea.
You bigots, the Tyranids are peaceful.
Well, okay, first off, it was only about the Eldar. Mostly about the Eldar too, to some degree.
Can't we
Because
blame the Eldar for the warp?
Listen,
no.
the Eldari on
We
the
can blame
craft
them for
world,
Slanesh.
Oh, okay.
the Eldari on the craft world are actually more communist than the Tau because they. Look, when I was looking up memes for like communist Tau, that was like the first thing I kept seeing was like fucking people arguing. It's like, well, actually, the Eldari are more communist than.
Yeah.
Whatever. Very good, man.
But
very good.
Maybe I'm a tourist. I don't know. Fucking.
I don't know. I don't think you. I don't. Maybe, but you have a more of an understanding of the universe more than the people who argue.
I don't know. When it comes to the Tau, it's just like I've got like
Who gives a shit about the Tau? Besides this guy, who gives a shit about
They
the
look
Tau?
cool. They're cool goat
look pretty
people.
cool.
Yeah, you took a bite of that blueberry cake, didn't you?
Oh yeah,
Motherfucker.
Oh yeah, I saw that too.
So
Corrupted.
Go to horny jail.
yeah, that's enough. That's enough of my side tangent on that. I'm just gonna continue on. If you think I'm a misogynist, get the fuck over it. Grow a pair and just shut up. All right, because you know nothing to a degree. I may not know everything, but what I do know is Warhammer 40K is specifically meant for males. To
I think it's made for people who like it.
yeah, for people who make it.
think
I
that's
guess
the best
I guess
way.
I should say that instead of being
And
this
if the
male
target
centric
demographic
idea.
happens to be male, then it happens to be.
Maybe it
male.
happens to be male, but you should not be saying that people who like Warhammer 40K to a degree are fascists, because in that universe it's strictly about survival, especially for humanity. The Eldar's trying to survive. They're trying not to get their souls eaten by Slanesh. The Tau, I don't really know if there's
For
anything.
the greater good, man.
Well, I don't know if the Tau are necessarily trying to survive, but they're trying to make a name for themselves. Oh, I'm about to make a name for myself. But
Spread out.
yeah, but they're trying to spread out.
Panspermia.
It doesn't help that they're probably getting attacked by the Imperium, by the Orcs, by the Tyranids, maybe Necron, maybe Eldar. But the Eldar, not Dark Eldar, but Eldar are more willing to work with the Tau than anyone else.
See?
So,
Space commies, man. Space commies. It's like China and Russia getting together, man. Space commies.
but that's essentially the point there, especially with humanity. That's why multiple worlds either get virus bombed or any other form of exterminatus, is because they're falling to chaos. They're talking to Xenos. They're becoming Xenos, and it's better to destroy maybe an agri world than like
Exterminatus.
or a foundry world. I don't know why I say foundry.
Can we all get
like we're
along?
playing. Yeah, shut up.
Exterminatus.
Exterminatus.
Get along.
So the next time you see somebody talk about that you're a fascist or something like that, just remember that it's all based on survival. The only good guys, in my opinion, although it's that's a
Tau.
loose term.
Tau.
Shut up. Is the Imperium of Mankind, because they're just doing it based on survival, and they're trying to keep humanity afloat while all their ships are sinking.
Suicidal empathy.
Basically.
So are we ready? Ready for the political violence?
Oh
Heating up?
yes. We'll do
What's the
that.
political violence you're talking about? What are you talking
Yeah, let's do that, and then let's do the thing about the episode about Helldivers 2 on Secret Level.
about?
that was
God, that was
awful.
crap.
But
Yeah.
okay. So political violence heating up. In the last week, Nick Fuentes had a credible assassin attempt to
Who's that? Nick Fuentes. Who's that?
Nick
That's-
Fuentes. Okay. He's a dirty word to say on YouTube and on any platform really, but
Who's he? He's mainstream.
essentially he's a groiper would be the term.
Oh,
Just
not,
they
not a good guy.
alt-right, very alt-right to the point where
Oh, I think I. Okay.
ethno-states type dealio, those kind of guys.
Yeah, no.
I am not endorsing any of his positions.
no.
I disagree with him on a lot of stuff, and that should have no bearing on physical attacks. Like, obviously, we don't wish any harm upon anybody just purely based off of their beliefs.
Yeah.
So, with that said, someone showed up to his house after they had
Yes, I saw that. Okay.
okay. I'm somewhat informed on it, I should say that. These are all like timeline, but before he went to Nick's house, Nick was streaming. Before he went to his house, he broke into like the neighbor's place and shot like 2 of their dogs. And so, yeah, this guy was armed, and he went to Nick's place, knocking on the door, being like, "Hey, come out, Nick. What's up?" And then police showed up, and beyond that, I don't know. I'm waiting to see the body cam footage on that because that's got to be gnarly. But
Did he get the wrong house first?
no, it was Nick's house.
No, I mean the dog getting shot.
I
or-
don't know what the story is.
I saw
about
the
that.
quote saying that he had killed a family or something.
Okay, there was other stuff I heard where it's like he killed his roommate before he went out and did this stuff, but
Wow.
that might be hearsay.
Yeah.
Good thing about X is that you get to see the news like as it's happening.
Yeah.
Bad thing is some people will rush to put stuff out so that way they could be first
Yeah.
and get the engagements off of that.
yeah.
But they'll still be wrong.
Yeah.
So that's why it's everything I say with a grain of salt. Verifiable stuff that is happening though is we're entering. Okay, civil strife is right before like a civil war type
Yeah.
dealios, and we are definitely in civil strife where the amount of political deaths that is happening is the number is increasing. And I'm gonna cite my sources on that because I ain't coming up with all this myself. But is What If Alt History or What If Altist, that guy? I watched him before he went on Timcast, but when he went on Timcast, he talked about how there's going to be 1,000 political deaths before like April or March is what he put. And that counter is going up. Like just election night alone, there was people who were killing like their spouses and their relatives over that kind of shit, which is stupid as fuck. It's
If you're that,
well, if the media keeps telling you, dude, they're literally about to elect Hitler. They're about to elect Hitler. Oh, they elected Hitler. Whoa, that's gonna fucking make you do some crazy shit. And the fact that they won't take any responsibility for that kind of like stochastic terrorism, which to be fair, stochastic terrorism is like a whole nother fucking like can of worms, which I think that, yeah, there is some credible arguments against that. Like you can't be having that, but at the same time, limiting freedom of speech. But comparing the guy to the literal boogeyman, Hitler, over and over and over again, that's how you get these kind of civil strife scenarios.
yeah. Hey,
Ugh.
hey.
Oh.
Sorry, I didn't mean to. I didn't mean to make him look like a fucking servant or anything, but.
You did.
Oh, okay, whatever. That's the main issue with mainstream media, and in my wholehearted opinion, is because they're trying to force this narrative that Trump is not fucking.
They got to
Hitler
poison
2.0.
the well before he gets in.
Yeah, but the thing is if he would have done everything that everybody's trying to say in his first
Right.
run
Yeah,
in
we
office.
already had 4 years for a test drive, and it wasn't that bad.
So basically, you need to stop watching these mainstream medias. Actually, grow a brain and think for yourself.
Well, the other scary thing is that the mainstream is starting to dissolve itself into this
That's a
whole,
good
like-
thing. Yeah.
Well, it's good, but at the same time, we've already seen the internet becoming cable TV already with all the like fucking packages you got to buy to watch the stuff you want.
Yeah, that's bullshit, by the way.
So the next
That's why
step,
I don't do it. I just
the
do-
next step will be news. It will be news migrating over to the new channels, establishing themselves as mainstream again in the alternative spheres. And I don't think we've seen the kind of money that those like big news can pump into something yet.
Yeah.
But this they're calling it the podcast presidency for a reason. So I think there's like some serious rearrangements going around on the top end of both the RNC and the DNC about how they're going to tackle 2028.
Yeah, they're going to change their tactics when it comes to long form formats. You know,
Right,
basically.
yeah. I don't think there's going to be another president that can get by without
You're
like,
gonna
having
have-
to go
yeah.
on and having an unscripted conversation for a pretty reasonable duration of time.
You're going to have to. Yeah.
Yeah, you have to prove you're human, which, God forbid, a politician
I
has
know.
to
Yeah,
prove
exactly.
they're human.
Yeah.
Get out of my pockets, politician. You have your own.
Yeah.
Oh, and Nancy Pelosi broke her hip too. That was the other
Oh.
thing.
Oh, no, who cares?
Like, it's usually pretty life threatening when it's like up in the age she's at.
Oh,
so.
she's yeah.
I mean, that is true. And that sounds kind of
And-
dickish of me, but still, like,
I don't wish ill upon any of them, but I do think it's scummy. Like they're basically scooping money off of the taxpayers with their privileged position.
Yeah.
Like being
Insider
able to
trading.
bet on
term
stocks.
limits, please. Term limits.
Well, I don't think term limits is the answer either, because then you get a really good person in, and then they're limited.
Shit, that's true.
Yeah.
But the thing is like, I think there needs to be, like, the new guys need to come in, get rid of all the old people, and then we'll decide on term limits. But how long those term limits have to be?
I think we need to go back to restructuring the Senate to not be like a direct democracy vote on that for your voting for your senators. I think it needs to be state elected officials appointing your senator for your state, the senators for your state, and then having a recall system. So if the public is that much up against them, they can recall them. But otherwise, it makes you pay attention more at the state level who you're electing, and then those people determine who would best serve the interests of the state. I think we should go back to that because originally that's how senators were picked. It wasn't a vote.
There's multiple ways to skin a cat, but a lot of people are skinning the cat the wrong way. And I would think.
They're trying to debone a fish.
Oh, that too.
It's a cat.
it's a cat. They're trying to debone a fish.
You trying to debone a cat?
Why are you going to eat cats, man?
Yeah, and why do you gotta do that?
Hey, I don't go into your kitchen and fuck up your shit. All right.
I want to cook cats. I'm going to cook them.
My kitchen's here.
Wow.
My
Yeah,
kitchen
just hopefully
is wherever I'm at.
Yeah, it's gonna change things, man. But it's already
But
like what I've heard about Doge, man. They are. Sean Ryan had a guy on there talking about this guy was an employee from PayPal, and he's like a half billionaire, and he created a company. He's basically creating companies to do AI, and AI is just like databases, basically. Mm-hmm. And so you have all these databases. There's no human could actually do that. So they categorize it and they make it easier where they can ask a question. You can see from just the data alone, you can actually see who's hanging around Bin Laden, that kind of thing, and track them. And Sean Ryan was saying, is it predict things? I go, not necessarily. Is that predicting? It's actually showing you how they're all connected and how you can access that. And AI has improved on that.
So is this basically like Patriot Act 2.0?
Yeah, that's he's not for that either, but it's yeah.
They always try to argue the ends
I know.
justify the means when it comes to that stuff.
But he's the guy who's doing it is a patriot. I don't see him as a bad guy. But he's of all the tech people, he is definitely on the right side. He's
So you know The Dark Knight, the movie The Dark Knight.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Two things can apply to this here, where like he's literally saying, this Morgan Freeman's character, as long as this machine that was spying on everybody in Gotham, as long as this machine is at Wayne Enterprises, I will not work here. Because it didn't matter if even like someone as good and as pure as Batman is using this kind of technology. The fact that this technology exists is like sin in itself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's like, and then the other thing that applies there is Harvey Dent. You either live long, or you die a hero, or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
Yep.
If that tool exists, you're going to have a Harvey Dent scenario where someone's like, yeah, we're using it to stop the bad guys, but then eventually the bad guys become people that want you to not be reelected.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That the problem is it already exists. It's here now. There's no going
there's
back.
no stopping it. And then there's the
stopping
China argument where it's like, well, if we don't build this stuff, China's going to build it. It's like, I mean, to some extent, yeah, let them build it. Let them fucking destroy themselves and become a dystopian nightmare.
Yeah.
While we stay over here and we use AI ethically.
Oh man, that's a like the whole drone thing too. Like man, and his company, the guy who was on there, his company basically is creating defensive strategies and equipment to foil drones, basically.
Okay.
He's
it's
doing that.
Purely like drone jamming technology?
Yeah, it uses it fries the innards, even if it's shielded, like car seat protected, it'll go through that. Like what?
Of course, there's always the ultimate drone, which if I can find the clip, I'll put it up. But it's essentially primitive technology merged with drone technology.
Yeah.
The drone is completely 100% Faraday caged, so it can't be jammed.
Shit.
How does the signal get to it, you're wondering?
Wire.
Well,
It's
wire.
Yes.
They were using these drones to fly them with a wire and nail these jamming tanks.
Oh my god.
So it's like fucking like maybe like $5,000 for a drone that sophisticated.
Yeah.
I'm ballparking there, not an expert by any means, but like $5,000 versus like hundreds of thousands of dollars for this tank.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That warfare is not feasible.
I know. I did
That model at least.
That's what they're
there has
talking-
to be,
yeah.
there has to be some kind of creative engineering.
Man, drones have really changed the battlefield, man. After seeing that, like, man, it's just sad. I just
It's sad now, and we're
God.
in the space between where it's like human versus drone. But I think it'll be a lot better once we get to drone versus drone type scenarios, if we
Yeah.
can get there.
if we can get there. 'Cause I've seen old footage of drones trying to take out helicopters. I've seen that. It's not very successful. But there's only a few videos of that. But drones taking out individual people on bikes and like, oh my god, it's just like, yeah, they're the enemy, they're the bad guys, whatever on our side, right? They're
That's what the
Russians.
books will say.
You know, and I see that, I was like, God damn, like there's no way to fucking fight that, man. You're done.
Mm-hmm.
You're fucking done.
It's over.
Fucking horrifying.
Well, I think the best way is preventative medicine when it comes to that, like staying away from those situations.
Yeah, not go to war. That's
Yeah.
one thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I'm already thinking, like, how the hell are American troops going to be able to fight this? That
And then
they even
deal
had
with
a.
it afterwards too.
I've seen them playing airsoft, and they got a gun on a drone, and like, God damn it, dude. Yeah, dude, it's
Or
this.
the Boston Dynamics robot dogs with guns mounted on their backs.
Holy
No.
That's
crap.
fucking terrifying. I can't wait to see how fucking Tesla, the Optimus robots, how
Yeah.
they
start carrying fucking
weaponize
50
them.
Yep.
Oh, terrifying.
Well, that's gonna be a day.
See, I'm all about making them sex robots, not.
Yeah. I don't want it to shoot me. I just want it to make me
Make
shoot.
love, not war, people. Make love, not war.
Make me shoot. Slinging yogurt.
All right.
Wow.
Is that it for that? We can
Yeah,
move
about,
on.
about 5 minutes shy.
Why you trying to
No.
bring the party down, man?
No. I'm talking about. I thought we were gonna move on to the Helldivers thing.
Oh yeah, the secret level.
Yeah.
level
Oh
Helldivers.
yes.
Okay, first off,
it sucked.
to be fair, I was misled because I kept hearing it's like it's the Helldivers episode. It's the Helldivers episode.
Bullshit.
When the playtime thing popped up, it said the episode's title is Playtime. I'm like, this isn't the Helldivers episode, is it? Yeah, I was fucking rug pulled right off the gate. It's not
Yeah.
Helldivers. It just includes Helldivers.
It just
It's a
includes
fucking. It was a product placement for Sony.
Yep.
They wasted their episode of Secret Level to be like, buy our shit.
Why didn't it? Why they would have shot her?
Black girl power. Buy our shit.
Yeah, they would have fucking shot
her ass
that
on the
courier
spot.
immediately.
Right.
You do not. By the way, I'm gonna pull up the fucking contract.
I was
I'm
trying to
gonna pull
figure
it
out
up.
what the fuck was happening in that. Like, is this like what life is like for civilians? Because that didn't seem right for a super Earth thing. That was just my first. Because I was going into it thinking this is going to be purely.
That's what I
Helldivers.
thought too. Yeah, that's what I
Right.
thought. Yeah.
No, they wasted it on an ad.
Yeah, they did. They're fucking stupid.
And like in the future, we're gonna have people who are playing Subway Surfer in real life and inconveniencing everybody else in the process. Cool.
All right, here's another segment from the Helldivers.
The contract.
We're going
Contract
back
of
to the
employment.
contract, boys. This is the contract episode.
God.
In order to enable full and complete enactment of these services, the enlisted is hereby authorized to employ lethal force, non-lethal force, non-lethal non-force, and lethal non-force to be employed at the discretion of the enlisted. The enlisted may not subcontract in whole or in part of any duties requested of them by the from the enlister. So I'm going to tell you right now, they would have fucking shot her. They would have fucking killed her because they're allowed to use lethal force and all the other shit that I just
I'll
stated.
play the Sony executive in this conversation here. I don't care.
That's great. I hate saying this, but I
Fuck
hope
you.
your company goes fucking under.
Fuck you. Play Helldivers more. I don't care.
Damn.
That's the Sony executive there. Oh, by the way, Shadow of Colossus.
Yeah, Shadow of Colossus
Oh, and God of War.
and God of War.
You remember those? You like
Yeah,
those?
you like those? You
Yeah,
like,
buy
yeah.
our shit.
I mean, God of War is good, but Shadow of Colossus, that's a very old game.
I'm very like distantly aware of the whole PlayStation ecosystem and God of War, but it just seems like they've made him more cucked like since the beginning. Because like the first games I see, he's like fucking slaying some big old monster that fucking two bitches, and then now it's just like, boy,
Good boy.
let me tell my son what's right, how to be a good man in this world.
I think that's. I guess it is to some degree like cooking him, but I think that's probably.
I don't know. As someone who's not the biggest fan of like Kratos and the God of War, that's just what I see from observing at a distance.
I believe that to a degree.
Maybe he's retiring.
Yeah, well, basically, I mean,
do gods retire?
you guys retire, especially the God of War.
Let Goku
I know,
fucking
yeah.
retire then, huh?
Let Goku. No, don't say that.
The writer of One Piece just saying he's like, time to sit down and think about what the One Piece actually is. It's like fucking thousands of episodes in, thousands of chapters. Oh, I better figure out what this whole show's about.
Yeah.
That just pulls out of my ass.
Shit. What was I going to say? Yeah. No, they would have shot that bitch immediately.
Back to that. Yeah,
Yeah, back to
Helldivers.
that. But that being a product placement, especially the whole controversy with the Killzone thing. By the way, that was supposed to be
The Halo killer.
well. Besides
The
that,
Halo killer.
when it
I've
first
never
came
heard
out, it
of.
was a Halo killer. It was supposed to be quote unquote Halo killer. But when the Killzone happened, it was supposed to be a premium war bond. It wasn't supposed to be a store buy.
Oh.
It was supposed to be a premium war bond. That's why everybody was up in arms. And especially when they were doing the whole the greatest thing to come out of it, but also the worst time to do it.
So let me get this straight. You needed first 1,000 super credits to purchase the war
Yes.
bond to then be able to spend war bonds to
the
purchase
war bond medals, yes.
Yeah, that's kind of bullshit, but
Well-
I don't like the superstore method
Well,
they did either.
remember what you just did? You remember what you just did? This is Sony executive.
I
Fuck you.
Fuck you, I don't care. Bye.
Play game. Play game. Play 10-year-old
Fuck you.
dead game. Play the game.
Fuck you, play Destiny. Helldivers 2.
Yeah, basically. But it was supposed to be a premium war bond. You spend 1,000, and then you get the armors, you get the guns, and you get the player cards that come with it, and the title.
Oh, something I need to state because I was thinking about it. Is Helldivers 2 has more functionality with your ship than Destiny has had as a whole franchise. You do more on your ship than a game that's been out since like 2014, 2013?
Something like
rather?
that, yeah.
Yeah, they added ships that you could, it's purely cosmetic, but it's Helldivers, you can actually use your ship for functional stuff.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if they make it more in-depth in the future just to cuck that.
I like the idea, just to quickly carry this out of my head, because it sounds like a really good idea, that the automatons should invade the DSS. That sounds very undemocratic, but hear me out, really good mission ideas that they could do. Like you could prevent data breaches currently happening. You can see CEAF troopers on the ship currently fighting off automatons, or it actually would be automatons fighting them off. You go in there, you plug up beachheads, you plug up stop data breaches. You can stop like people going out into the vacuum of space. Essentially, they can even release a new war bond around it. Give us fucking spacesuits, combat-rated spacesuits, with weapons that would work in space, and just give us basically, to some degree, a pseudo space battle.
Sony executive here. Fuck you.
Fuck you. We locked out.
I'll tell you exactly why that won't happen. If it's in space and it's pretty like you need like a whole nother armor set and weapon set, they would have to rebuild the game basically.
Yeah, that is true.
that's
That
not
is the
gonna
one main issue I would have to say about
It has to be
that.
structured around the same basic like drop in, do your shit, get out method.
Well, the thing you could do is you could basically say that the spacesuits give you less mobility because they're mag locked.
What would be the purpose when going to a normal planet then? If you wore that armor,
Why would you wear it on a normal planet?
you forgot to change it.
I guess that's true.
Now your game's bugged.
That's true. You got me there. But still, like,
Sony executive, fuck you.
yeah, basically. But
Give me money.
Arrowhead's been working with the Stingray engine for so long. They could probably figure out how to do it. But the only issue is it will lead to bugs down the line. Not the Terminids, but more other bugs. But heresy. But that would be a good idea. It would be a pseudo space battle, unless if it's like on top of the DSS. That'd be pretty cool. But I don't know. That's if they do it. That's a good idea. Arrowhead, hit me up, I guess. I don't know. I got some other cool
You
ideas.
know they're watching.
By the way, I'm going to tell you right now, whoever made the orbital cannon on orbital cannon mission for the automatons, give that person a fucking raise. For like the longest time, I've been fighting the goddamn automatons. I keep seeing those lasers keep destroying the ships up in orbit. And I was like, we need to take those motherfuckers out. We need to get rid of them. And they added it. Dude, it was so awesome. I was so ecstatic. I was like, oh, we finally get to stop
I don't
them.
have to watch the ship go boom.
I'm tired of seeing the ships going explode. Man, it's just annoying as hell.
They still do.
They still do. It doesn't matter. But it's still a cool idea to have that they did that. And I was hoping and praying they would do it. I thought the mission, the way that the orbital cannons look might be a little bit different in my opinion, but I mean, it works just the way it is. I don't know how the automatons necessarily work, but they kind of take inspiration from us, from Super Earth and all that, with the fortifications, the concertina wire, their mortars, their anti-air, their tanks too, which we don't have any yet. Please put a tank in, please. But they have rocket artillery now. I think I did mention that a long time ago, just not on the podcast. But they do have rocket artillery, which is another tank type that they have, which now can be destroyed by a full mag of an AMR or anti-material rifle. So
more
just so
you know.
The more you know. But if they have to aim for the missile tubes, only that part, that is it. So I think that's it for me and my soapbox. So,
Man, from monkeys to fighting in space.
fighting in space, yeah, basically.
From monkeys
Fighting in
trees.
space. That's all
monkeys
we are.
in monkeys in trees to fighting in space.
Can you I can't even comprehend that. Like,
Monkeys fighting in space.
no, we were monkeys in
Yeah.
trees because it was safe because away from
Take
the
it
big,
back even crazier. We were just fucking a bunch of like enzymes in a fucking primordial brine pool,
I know.
and now we're fucking trying to send people to Mars, man.
Remember,
That's just-
people. Extract, exploit.
Helldivers to pods. Wait, what? Yeah, Helldivers to hell pods. Yeah, that.
Hellpowers to hellpods. Repeat. Helldivers to hellpods. But no,
And only in 55 million years, you know?
you remember extract,
Pulled it
emit. Oh, I fucked that up already. God damn it.
You did.
I did.
Say it.
It was supposed to be extract, emit,
Exploit?
exploit. There we go. It was supposed to be that. Remember that, folks.
Oh, and shout out Space Engineers 2.
Oh, yeah. Don't
They're
forget
going
about
into
that.
alpha in January 27th. I believe.
Oh, finally.
Yeah. I'm going to blur that. God damn it.
Bleep, bleep.
Bleep, bleep, bleep. All right. So I think that is it. Go ahead and you plug your stuff right quick.
Yep. I am at Soggy Hog on Twitter. If you have anything you want to say, suggestions, stuff like that, leave them in the comments below or shoot me a DM or tweet at me. I don't know.
Since the second episode is coming out, I will be posting a video on Stalkers, Shadow of Chernobyl, hopefully soon when I figure out how to do OBS. And that's going to be at Lord Squirtungus. LORD, capital S, QUARTUNGUS.
Pretty
Beautiful.
cool. I can't believe we're actually we're coming close to double digits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Subscription.
Yeah, climbing. It's all natural.
Like,
Do
wow.
you think at 10 subscribers you should do a face reveal?
You're right.
Yeah,
I've been
let's do
blurring
it,
our
dude.
faces
Let's
this
do a
whole
face
time.
Yeah, we've
reveal
been blurring the,
at 10
No,
subscribers.
this is all just like AI. I just set like an AI chatbot to talk, and then I generated the video, and then none of us are real.
By the way, it would be funny if we do release this and we're like way past 10.
That would be good news.
That would be
If
really
but
we're
funny.
right past 10 before
No,
we
we're at-
release this, that's a problem.
I know that's
I know.
a problem.
We're
but-
at 7 right now.
That'd be
Yeah, we're
funny.
actually at like 29 episodes.
Are we at 7?
Yeah. We're
Oh
at
shit, we are at 7.
we're
Yeah,
at
never
dude,
mind.
7.
Yeah,
Like,
all right.
what?
Anything else?
No. That's
Any
it.
closing arguments? Nope. All right.
All right. Well, this is a staple, I guess. Of how
Yeah, I guess we're doing this. Yeah.
done. We're
That's
done.
the thing.
Yeah.
Done here.
Lisa
Lisa
Nalkai.